Hey there, I'm Cyberchroma, and welcome back to another stream, where we are continuing work on the Handyman with a Unicycle, and more specifically, making the first level of this game of mine. Last time that we were working on this, as you can see, there's stuff going on. Very confusing without explanation stuff, and want to see it get more confusing? Bam! Lines. Many lines and nodes with different bits of text that mean all kinds of different things that I have explained in previous streams over and over, and will be here all day if I every time explain this with the same amount of thorough detail. Short version is just in planning out this level, these are certain important points of interest in this level based on what the gameplay is and how it fits certain needs of my particular, what my game needs. And yeah, then basically I'm just turning a lot of what this text says into just then building bits of level in those chunks that mean certain things. One also just short thing is that between any two of these colored points of interest is a hazard. All of these gray things are just explaining different obstacles or hazards of many different kinds that are between any two of these points. Yeah, and I think that in practice, like in terms of actually playing this hypothetical level once it actually exists, it will not be as confusing as it looks from afar. Especially because not all of these nodes will matter for the entirety of a level. But anyways, yeah, alright, so, also I very much started late today, and unfortunately it'll be a bit of a shorter stream, but oh well. Gonna make do with what we can do. So we're just gonna, I guess, roll right in. No super long, lengthy intros. Let's continue where we left off. Where, we still have quite a bit of a mess. A mess to be deciphered. Last time we started, well, yeah, taking all these nodes and actually starting to block out a level. And we have pieces of that over here. The player spawns here. No, here. We have, I know a lot of still placeholder things, all things considered. These are going to be gears of some kind eventually that'll spin. This pipe over here that eventually I'd like to get to look, you know, better, more high detailed, whatever. From here, this whole area is going to be a mess of other tubes and pipes, but I want to hold off on that area for now because in just how complicated this scene's going to get, I know this area is going to make things extra complicated in terms of actually having lots of, you know, pipes that are going to up the poly count of the whole thing. So we're going to come back to that and deal with more of the easily rectangular things over in this region for now. We have, yeah, different sections of like, oh, a long hallway that'll eventually have wind going back and forth and like hot, you know, pipes that you'll be sort of blown into. That's a thing. All this yellow stuff here is meant to be like sort of swaying platforms that while building we realized there were some discrepancies, some issues between how this is and some issues between what the lines implied, what I had previously planned of what I wanted in this area versus what other parts sort of just contradict. There's some just contradictions of things that didn't as much make sense. That I haven't fully solved, to be fair. And this section might need to change a bit. One big issue is that I wanted from here, this rough shape, I want to be a giant room, and then from here a giant wall, and into this area I wanted more smaller areas of like corridor, like just lots more like enclosed corridors and that kind of thing. But wanting platforms here that kind of go above all this, that sway back and forth. If they sway, then they kind of need, that it more so implies a hazard that you can fall off, and thus you need to be able to go somewhere when you fall off. And, having like a big old space over here to fall off into is one thing. Trying to have this division between big room, you know, wall, and then smaller corridors, while having places to fall is weird and, you know, tricky, you know, problematic. I mean, already I had to like make this space a lot wider than I initially wanted to, but you know, we'll see. as this develops, how I can combat that problem if I need to, like, redesign some of this or whatever. One thing I've just kind of thought of is that, like, the rest of this area can be, you know, big old giant room, ceiling, whatever. This part could just be, like, have the wall and then have, like, a, you know, a sort of cutout piece of wall up here. So the wall still goes up a lot and sort of cuts out here. And if you land on that tiny sliver, have it be, like, I don't know, rounded, so you'd be kind of forced to fall off of it or something like that, maybe? There might be a way of getting this to work, but I think this is something I'm going to sort of revisit once more of the level is blocked out. I want to try to stick to the hazards and obstacles and stuff that I initially planned and not swap things out until after everything is kind of in, like, a super basic form. Okay, so, yeah, so we have all of this chunk of that was things that we dealt with yesterday. Today, I think I want to go off in a different direction and start building off of over here. Because last time I said I was going to focus more on, like, this chunk of level going off this way and sort of, you know, kind of finish one side and sort of then move all the way over. And then we kind of didn't do that at all. But, oh well, as long as we're making progress somewhere, I guess that's okay. Yes, so I guess pick two things that seem like they won't be that bad to connect and then figure out how we're going to connect them. And the degree to which, like, whether I will do something very extremely placeholder-y, block out-y to, like, replace later and make more complicated, or, you know, how in-depth I decide to go with certain things at this point in time. Okay, so this is the player spawn, and I have pistons rising and lowering with gaps. Oh, and then also there's a ride over here. That a thing that I didn't initially consider when I did some of this planning is how some of these nodes take up space. Like, I can't just have, like, a platform sort of here. It needs to be a lot larger to fit this transparent thing that might be this side, or it might be a lot taller or thinner and longer or whatever. But a circus ride here that's going to be taking up some space. Yeah, that matters. Oh, sorry, one additional thing I'll say is that a lot of these slopes, all kind of around here outside of this, is a lot more temporary, more to communicate, like, hey, this stuff is connected, kind of. That might be replaced with, instead of just being a thin slope between a platform and platform, stuff like this, and this giant area, right? There's a lot here that's a lot more conceptual than real, if that makes sense. Yeah. I'd like to think that the next level, like, once this level is sorted out and in theory done, when we move on to the next one, it'll be less confusing. We'll have, like, more of the groundwork figured out and how to plan a level better. And in theory, I could, like, copy more stuff from the first level as, like, to use as placeholder stuff to better communicate ideas and whatever. But anyways, okay, so I guess I'm gonna, let's start by trying to do this thing to here. And, actually, there's a whole lot of things that connect here. Well, let's figure it out. So I'm going to put Unity over here, so you guys can't see it for the moment, but I'm basically wanting to compare what's essentially my planning notes here, then figure out, like, what do I actually want to do here. So, actually, I guess one place to start is that I want this player spawn. Oh, I just realized it has issues with stuff that I have down here. Oh no. So as I said, this is a giant submarine, and I want it to be combinations of big rooms and more smaller rooms. I kind of want this region to be a bunch of small rooms and corridors and all that where possible. This giant rectangle here is meant to represent, like, this area will be like a more big wide open space again. That's the ideal. We'll see how things change here and now as I go to try and build the things. That I'm realizing another discrepancy I've accidentally done is that I wanted the player spawn, to be like a balcony that sort of overlooks this giant room, but it doesn't match up with this is going to be a big old wall. I mean, it doesn't have to. And also, like, this doesn't have to be rectangular. It can, wonder if I could, like, what if I, like, just do, like, weird abstract things? If I sort of Oh, all right, I never actually finished, there was going to be a kind of a conveyor belt type thing here that this yellow cube is meant to represent, and I just never did that, so actually let me just, well, I'll put it, like, just down. It's just, not meant to be, what that is. That's meant to be a spring thing. A lot of the yellow stuff is like more like, this is a not so much a static thing, like something to be replaced later. Yeah, I'm just trying to see like how I want to conceptualize it, like down here having like this wall kind of go up. I guess if there is this sort of conveyor belt thing that goes around and it like hugs a back wall here, then it can go up and define what is like the edge of this room. Then this is sort of a balcony peeking off of, that then has these connections this way and all this way. This looks like it might be a pain to get all of this stuff to connect nicely. I mean, not all of these are slopes, right? Like, as I have here, this thing is not a slope. It's more just representing that, hey, these things are going to be connected, and it's meant to be pistons rising and lowering as platforms. So some kind of, like, yeah, pistons as, like, an elevator-esque thing. Like, not, I generically say obstacles and hazards and obstacles. Not everything needs to be, like, the worst thing ever. As far as like super hard obstacles to deal with, right? And also this has an interesting thing where, you know, going up of it is obviously a lot slower than like going down. You don't have to deal with what the obstacle is. You can just probably fall straight down. I have actually, so I have written all three of these. Oh, pistons rising and lowering with gaps. Oh, so this was going to be like, and again, a kind of elevator thing, but rather than falling straight from one thing to another, you have to, like, build up a little bit of speed to, like, essentially make it jump. Yeah, that makes sense. Otherwise, you know, you miss and you fall down there. This one, piston rising, lowering as platforms. And then, I really did, yeah, okay, I really did just make all of the, I was hoping, I guess, I could make all of this just be different amounts of rising, pistons, lower, like, that's why there's, like, this is all bundled together, because it's all, a lot of it's meant to be, I think, the same kind of obstacle. You know, I'm tempted to make one funky change of, instead of having a direct connection between here and up here, I could cross these paths so that, like, you want to go from here up here, you go a bit this way, there's, like, some kind of, like, rising pistons or whatever that kind of can go in a semicircle this way, or you can continue on to going that way. Although, saying that, I wouldn't want, like, if you can go like this, then there's no reason for this to exist, unless it's somehow faster, unless I purposely make this slow, but that also doesn't feel like, this is a bit weird to do. Is that something I'd want to do? Hold on, I need to, like, compare bits of level based on what's around it, and whether that would be good for the level, or bad, oh so bad. Wait, what's going on with... Oh, let me distract myself to say, I'm noticing that, this over here, these normals are upside down, so let me just fix that. In Unity, these are the wrong way, so let me just, yeah. It looked like they weren't connected, but yeah, there we go. I haven't fully attached this to this at all. Oh yeah, a separate thing. If I want to ride down here, I need, again, this physical space for it. Luckily, there's open space this way, so I can shove it in this corner. It doesn't have to be exactly here. It can be more off to the side, but this is kind of where they all intersect. Don't mind me, again, as I'm being super indecisive. I think, okay, one thing I think is going to help this, help define how much space I really have to work with here. I think I need to finish off this over here to see how this is going to have a wall that rises up that then, like, if it's going to be exactly hugging this or going off to this, more closer to this. So I said in this area, let me just have a look here. Whoa. Oh. Interesting, there's a connection that I forgot existed. Yes, okay. So, from here, there's a path that's supposed to go off that way towards that thing. So there needs to be that path. There needs to be another conveyor type thing that goes up to get up here. So from the middle, you can't get up here, but like from this corner you can, and from this corner you can get up there, was the idea. And I kind of wanted some kind of, just having some sort of conveyor thing, just because it could just be a slope, but make it a conveyor. A steep slope with conveyor. So I'd almost like if this was a lot steeper, but had the conveyor part of it going on. So I'm almost tempted to like, I'll give you this. So this is meant to, well, find some of the floor that the conveyor part might be sort of on top of. And figure out, like, well, how much do I want it to just, like, match with sort of this versus not at all? I mean, there can be a bit of, like, a weird... Well, there has to be something here. Obviously, it can't just be a gap like that. Because I have, as I said, this level like in a submarine. I don't want this particular level to have bottomless pits. Other levels will, but this one specifically, I want, like, they'll be falling from high places. They have to, like, work your way back up, but, yeah, if I want this to go up and then over, how do I want this to match up nicely? I mean, this doesn't, well, okay, thing number one, this doesn't need to be this thin. If I take this thing and sort of pull it down, like, okay. Thing one, there's no weird, like, intersection, or there's no, like, weird gap necessarily, as long as I pull that down. Even this, right? Most of this, in theory, the player would never see. So that deals with it going into this sort of wall. Then now the issue would be this sort of gap. If I just kind of pull this into this maybe and let it kind of intersect for now, like on purpose, and then I can sort of adjust it later to be less just weird. This is the other thing of, so I want this to be like a conveyor belt thing. Do I want it to be a straight line of conveyor? I think it'll be easier at this point to like make it just one straight conveyor rather than some kind of like multiple conveyors that sort of turn around or whatever. Could be conveyors that go so fast it kind of ramps you. That'd be kind of interesting. Ooh. Is there some easy, neat way I could do that? What if so I do have, as I said, more space to work with over here. Let me just try something. Oops. That could work, or might not. If I extend this more this way on purpose, just have more space to work with. And then I could have like a big, here's an idea. Where the slope is and where the conveyor is doesn't have to match. And this is a case where I'm going to try something, and if it looks super weird, then we don't have to go with it. If I take this yellow thing that was meant to be the actual conveyor itself of some kind, and did something like this, assume that this will be kind of in a straight line always. Why is... something like... If I can somehow, like, turn it like this, almost. I don't know any version of it where this works super nicely, but... Some sort of, like, weird... It just launches. Like, it's going super fast. That might be too weird of it, too steep of an angle. And the point is to kind of get you here-ish, so launching you kind of here. A separate thing to readdress is I don't know if I love this being a big, open, empty space, and whether there should be more stuff around here. I mean, there might be like little things to weave around that's more decorational, but it might be something we have to sort of come back to. I ended up needing like this area to be bigger than I initially expected, just to, you know, for all this other stuff that's above it to have the space to fall down and whatnot. Yeah. Also, there's no rides in this room. This will eventually have some leaks. As part of the level, there will be, like, leaks in the submarine that you have to repair. That's what some of these circles are, as opposed to the bigger, like, these cylinders. Okay, so any chance that, like... Yeah, I don't know. Just having, like, this kind of thing. Also, ignore that the textures are all weird. Right now, it has an interesting, like, divide between this and this, but that might not actually be a thing. I don't know. So again, so this untouched obviously doesn't work because I need, as I said, this particular area I don't want there to be an actual hole. in the floor, and this is like sort of the lowest point of this area, so there's nowhere to fall to, no like sub area necessarily. But I don't know, how do I want to handle this actually? I just would it be better if I extended this wall this way, but then had a conveyor that actually like came out further than the wall? Would that solve my problem and look less weird? Maybe? Oh, let me sort of keep this around and duplicate it and like hide this one over there just to sort of try something. And I'm gonna go back to having one that's more flattened. Well, okay, I need to just kind of rotation, stop, all of that. If I were to take this and just, ooh, you're not really extending in the way that I want. Wait, where did this come from? Oh, that was from, yeah, this from that bit of wall. Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. Well, I just move it this way for a bit. Oh, that's going to be messing with all that. Let's, like, not. You're local. Why are you, what? Are you global and yet wanting to do any of going that way? Could you, like, not? I wish to move you actually along, well, I mean, I guess I can just, oops, not there. If I move you more, just more, and then essentially just have this, so pretend this doesn't exist for a minute, and if this works, then I can sort of copy it for this side, but I almost like both sides to look a little bit different. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. But if instead I had some kind of conveyor thing like this, that sort of, that sort of bridges the gap between here and here. I don't know. I mean, then it could be more ramp-like. And it doesn't have to be as long, rather than be just a shorter... Oops. If it's more of a, like, a launching ramp thing that just kind of is sticking out like that, in, like, a way that purposely looks a little bit bizarre. Maybe it's, like... Well, I make it, like, deeper so it, like, fully goes into that, and then... Well... With that, I'm trying to like picture like beyond the placeholder, like how this could look in like a more polished kind of a way, and if it's something that I'd want. I don't know. I mean, having it just like, you know, just be this chunk that kind of goes out and around is like also kind of hard to plan around. I mean, is it though? Is it really? I just had like this go up and then reach the same bit of being like flat like this. Like if that was extended further, maybe it wouldn't be as bad. If I kind of did this and then like just bridge these. Let me just try that for a second. Just trying ideas, seeing which I would prefer to go with. If I bridge these edge loops, you know, maybe that's all I need, really. I don't know. This is a bit shallower than this, but maybe that's fine. I'm not sure if I might end up making, like, I could take both of these and move these down. And, like, to make this steeper if I really wanted to. I just don't, but then, like, it makes this area so much wider, which I don't like. Unless I move this whole thing over, but then it causes problems with some of the stuff up here. There's, like, a lot of moving parts to this that, yeah. But, okay, well, how about, okay, this actually isn't that bad. So, what I actually think I'm gonna do is actually go with this. Where's the one that I hit? It's kind of there. I'm gonna take this. Well, not that. We're gonna just flatten it again. And we're just gonna, yeah, go with this for now, I think. Okay. Well, I don't actually know if it's gonna be a problem I rotate you on the x-axis too much. I think you should be zeroed. So I could leave this as like the more placeholder and then like fine tune it later, have it be more exact. But this is like would be fine, I'd say at this stage to actually I'll make it a little bit smaller. I feel like it's involved in here. You know, I'm gonna immediately change my mind. I am gonna rotate it to kind of match the platform more. Something along those lines. Okay, so, yeah, I guess I'm okay with that. Now, the question also would be, do I want to do the same thing to the other side? I can't do immediately, exactly, perfectly the same thing. Because I moved that back a lot more than it originally was. That might be fine. The wider this is, the more I have room for, like, this. But I want these to be, like, crushing sort of hazards. I could if I really wanted to. Like, if I find that this is a problem, a thing I could redesign. Rather than this being a straight shot thing, like, this area could be a thing that kind of weaves around this sort of big area. Or be a thing that kind of goes, like, somehow. So, like, I have options. But I think it's stuff I'm going to hold off on for now. Okay, so that was this side. This side, I might just have the same thing, but have the... Actually, I might keep this extra, like, this weird, like, line thing. I like the asymmetry of it. And then have... this be a path that goes off towards this area as it needs to, but have sort of a cut here, where then here has a similar, conveyor belt thing. I did notice I purposely have this D different. Like, this goes up and then flattens. This, I have it be like 2 parts of a slope. Just is how I randomly did it to be different. I could have a longer conveyor that goes all the way up to, like, this part, maybe. Or something like that. Deciding how I'd want that. Can I easily? Because, well, yeah, this is 1 straight line. This is 2. I then have to bridge the gap between, like, something from here that goes to this straight line here. I then got to deal with this. Unless I just move this over and have it also be a straight line. Or have 2 conveyors. Is possible. Just deciding. I was also initially... Actually, wait, is that still on the plan? I was going to have conveyors on all sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It was my original written down plan. However, because this is going to be a spring thing of some kind, it's going to launch over here and then you are on this balcony. I could just have it that you just can fall from here to down to these areas. And let that be more intended way. Unsure. Or even just falling for anywhere up here to down here. Again, like, that's stuff I can see myself sort of coming back to. I would like to just connect these down, though. Here, I'm going to do this to start. As I said, I need this to sort of go off in a different way. I'm not going to connect it fully, but just remembering that, hey, this is something that needs to potentially be something I got to care about at some point. And this can be more of like a doorway kind of a thing. And then this. Well, let's just see what happens if I kind of... Whoa, that's very steep. What if I actually did make it steeper than this on purpose and just kind of went... Actually, I'm going to extrude that out rather than move it. Yeah, not mess with this too much just yet, just to sort of have this be here. And then, like... I don't know. Well, what does it look like if I... Oh, not like that, but like... No, I still don't know how I want to sort of seal this gap in an elegant looking way, but still potentially a weird and abstract or whatever. I mean, I could just have walls here, but I don't know. Oh, shoot. There's also the whole thing of here I said I want big old, like, piston moving platform things that you have to, like, make the gap. Although the gap could be here, and then from here to here it's just... There's the piston. There's, like, nowhere to fall. Necessarily. Or I do just extend this over. So this one goes on an angle. Maybe I do make this one a perfect straight line, and then it just, like... becomes a flat platform of sorts, so that then, like... Some way, like, is there some way this can work? Maybe it's perfectly above, like, purposely above, and you'd fall down onto this slope and sort of go along the slope up and around here, and, like, this is the wall. So then, flatten this out. make this perfectly line up, actually. Oops. What's this? Oh, that's that bit. Yeah. Well, here, just kind of take these guys. I can line it up roughly for now, make it more exact later. So many things I'm putting off. Don't worry about it. You know what? Weirdly enough, what would... Just to kind of have... It's weird, but might look cool. Is to essentially have this, but have it line up. Have this... Well, not an extra slope. Actually, that's not the way I meant to extrude that. Have this go out this way, but have it, like... Just have this, like, extended platform that you never really need to go up on. I don't know if this is necessarily what I want, but it's what I'm going to try for right now. All of up and around here has had this edge loop for a while. I don't actually want all the way over here. But anyway, the only reason it's here because it came from this, because how I extruded downwards rather than... you know what? Actually, I'm going to... Ooh, wait, can I get away with dissolving the vertices? No. Why not? Well, maybe from just like here to here. What's wrong with that? Oops. You don't look... Why are you... Like, this isn't good, right? It doing this is not just some weird shading problem, but like it's a sign that something is bad. Well, let me just see right now. If I do nothing else and then look at what this is looking like in Unity, do I notice some immediate obvious problems? Oh, I'm seeing this in... Oh, is that just from how the texture is? The texture's doing that, so maybe that's less of an issue? Possibly. Yeah, okay. How far can I get away with this? To that. Yeah, now it's working. I thought before it was this exact thing was causing a bunch of problems. Okay, whatever. Anyways, with that, what I wanted to do was then this is lined up with this. I guess I could then just align these. Be less just off, and then align with that perfectly, and then match these up, and then align this with here, I guess. Well, I guess then it's gonna go to a point, which I guess I'm okay with. Maybe just first have it be kind of like there. Don't delete that point just yet. Okay, and then like there, and you need to move down a lot more. See, I mean, okay. At this point, I can move it down a lot more and get away with that. So, if I commit to this, I'd do more to have this like be connected, probably. But for now, why there's still gaps? Line this up just a little bit better. Okay, so something along those lines. Actually, let's put it a little bit over on purpose so that it doesn't. Am I grabbing the right thing? No. What side are you on? Oh, you're just go through the floor there. You. There we go. Okay. Whatever. Anyways, so this now, if this is the conveyor, then it has to go up and over. So, like, this area does nothing, which is part of the weird environmental stuff, or whatever. I don't want this to be something that launches you up here, necessarily. I want, like, if you fall down here, it's more of a consequence if you go up and around. Okay, then this goes off to whatever room or whatever. This is funky. I'm not... Whether I want this to be straight, or, like, also some kind of up-ramp thing, or Actually, I almost have... So I made this going off to this direction. I'm almost tempted to have this... It could go from here to over there. Well, actually, I have this in the way. What are you? What is this? Let me remind myself. Oh. Forward, back, switching conveyor belts with gear saw blades. That's what I have written. I think this is meant to be like a long, like, corridor. Did I mean... So, like, a conveyor belt, obviously. Did I mean, like it's switching direction... Like... By switching, do I mean a single conveyor belt that it's going this way, that it's going that way based on some random timer, and there's some, like, gear saw blades in the way that you have to, like, weave around? Or did I mean, like, here's some forward ones, followed by some backwards ones, followed by some forward ones that you have to, like, deal with? I mean, I can choose either one. I don't have to, like, either could work. I think that's something I'll come back to later. And that won't affect, like, the sort of prototyping of it. Like, it's still just gonna be, like, a long just strip of conveyor belt. I might be, like, 3 times the length of this, sort of 3 lanes that then have the, like, gear saw blade type things to weave around. But, like, so, like, which of those 2 I go with, I don't think will affect the geometry so much of, like, what it connects to, what's around it, or whatever. Anyway, so that should be fine. But yeah, whether I wanted, like, this up here to connect to, like, here or not. Is this flattened? Wait a minute. Ooh, I don't think it is. And upon seeing that it's not, I'm almost fine that it's not, and might let it stay that way. Let's, get this, like, conveyor belt placeholder over here, I guess. Get it to just be, like, good enough. And again, we'll see. Like, all of this can be refined later. I think especially just in the context of when we can properly be the player going through all of this, which right now we kind of can't until, like, more stuff is actually, like, you know, programmed. And the more important thing is seeing this in the context of, like, the actual objective of, you know, repairing the rides and all that. Until all that exists properly, then, you know, a lot of this is hard to quantify how good it actually is. There is, so here to here is going to be a shortcut thing. In lava, it becomes small patches. Yeah. Hold on. Do I want to just make the road for it now? And, like, this might be something I kind of come back to. Possibly. So, in theory, I want this to be, like, a straight line kind of thing from here to here. Am I fine to cut this up? Yeah, whatever, it's probably fine. So, for now, easy thing is just going to be to... Wrong thing I connected it to. Is it really going to be that steep? I don't know if I love it being that steep all at once with what that is. The idea with this... hold on, I've lost where it is. Over here. Where are you? This guy. It doesn't... I guess it is very steep. My idea here... So, the optional repair things I've explained before. The idea is that, like, of the different things you can repair in the level that you have to, like, not lose... There's some, like, basically blockades that, like, you spend time repairing it, and the blockade opens, and now it's a path that you can go through for the rest of the level to, like, shorten travel time, essentially. This one, I wanted it to be like, this area is, like, filled with lava, and thus you can't pass. It's so filled with lava you can't pass or whatever. And then when you repair it, then the lava drains. However, rather than the lava draining completely, I want it to be, like, mostly drained, but there's still a few small patches. So you do actually still have to weave around hazards a little bit going through here, but not as much. And it still is, like, ideally the shortcut is worth it. So actually, saying that the shortcut needs to be worth it, ooh, the thing here of that, like, I said earlier, I might have, like, this and this cross. I mean, as long, so in theory, like, in any world, this to this is, like, a straight line, like, that should be fast, but here to up here, if it's things raising, lowering against platforms, in theory, you'll have to wait a little bit to do that. like, wait for the things to rise. So, like, this will be a slower path regardless, but, like, how much slower it is matters. In theory, well, then, so that's from, like, here to here. From here, going into this main room area, from here to here seems like a big, like, that's important of a time save. Although I do notice, so going from here through to here is one thing. Going up the conveyor here, this is a doorway. Does the doorway not exist yet? I thought there was a thing here. Is there not? Is it a thing that is like the normal is flipped? Oh, it totally is. Ha 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 ha. Okay. I don't know about this one. Yes, it is. How about don't do that? How about be the right way? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so, minor thing. But anyway, I do gotta care about, whoa, what, excuse me? Okay. I do gotta care about if, you know, if you're, like, down here, whether going up this and around through here, this area is gonna have hanging wire electrocuting puddles of water, so, like, a thing to weave around, then you go up and around and make it here. This needs to be slower than here. And in theory, not like, it doesn't be massively slower, but slower enough that this is worth it. Hypothetically. Well, I mean, how much faster the repair thing is can also affect how long it takes to do the repairing. Like, there's a shortcut here that's a cannon to launch you to the other side of the level over there, and vice versa. In theory, that one will take a lot longer to repair, because it'll be a lot more worth it, hypothetically. Or maybe this is more of a minor shortcut, so it doesn't take as long. That is stuff that we will, you know, balance as necessary, hypothetically. Okay, so with that being said, though, I'll try to keep in mind that we connect this to up here, and then also down here where these will cross paths, make it so that, like, this isn't a super easy, speedy, quick thing. This, I mean, like, when we define, like, the hazards that are, like, when we, like, define the hazards between here and around here, like, that will affect that anyway. And even just the time going up and around, and, yeah. Anywho. And, sorry, wait, what did I say? This? Oh, sorry, that's not what we're considering ourselves with right now. It's from here to here. And there's also, again, just crossing from here to here. The fact that there's, like, multiple ways. It's not just a one-way thing. There's, like, 3 different things that, you know, become faster. In theory, all that could be worth it. There's also the thing going from, you know, one way versus the other. Going from here to up and around versus here, this and around. Or here, and... I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, anywho. Okay, so how do I want to handle this? The ride itself, as I said, I think is going to kind of be more, like, in actuality, it's going to be more over that way. So it's not, like, as in the way as it looks. I gotta find, like, how this connects to this. And this doesn't have to be a tiny platform. It's, like, more of a conceptual. Like, here's a thing of a point of interest. I.e. this. There could be a slightly bigger room to house this thing existing. But then all this stuff just kind of needs to connect to it. I could even, if I wanted to, take this and move it more this way, depending on just how much space I need for things. Okay. What do I want to actually do next? I was concerned that on first glance, this looks too steep unless I raise it sooner, move this more this way. I mean, there is a lot of free space, kind of. I'm almost thinking that this is some kind of room that, like, goes this way and, like, around to up here where then these two connect. But then this isn't, like, the shortcut needs to be fast-ish, right? If it has a big winding path, that might not be good. You know what? This other thing I've just realized, I mean, actually, this being steep might not be that much of a problem. The whole thing in our game, like, with going up slopes isn't so much of an issue. Yeah, maybe this is less of an issue than I think it is. The only thing that might look weird is if I say I want, like, some things of lava around in small patches. Having it, like, on a curve like that, like, you know, here or something might look a little weird. I'm not sure, though. Yeah. I mean, this doesn't have to be a straight slope, right? It can go up and flatten and then up. In fact, you know what? Let's do that. Let's have it go like this, and then here, and then whoa. And then the right, it can go a bit through. Whoa, this isn't even. Oh, wait. Well, yeah, okay. When did that happen? Uh-huh, I see. Well, how about no? Oh, wrong buttons that I didn't mean to hit. You not? Yes, okay. What do I, this, and then... Why is this? I swear this is being weird from how it normally is, and I don't actually know why. Oh, it's that. Why is this different than that? If you could, like, not be that way, that'd be great. Whatever. So, okay, whatever. This straight line, in theory, well, this could be more, you know, ooh, going to, well, how about not like that? Let me, okay, mess with this more, but differently. Why is, wait, no, this is behaving differently. Hold on. That's more like it. Okay, delete this and take this and go like, I'm gonna do some, have it be like here, take the, why is this not flattened? Oh, it looks like that. That shouldn't be the case. I mean, it could, but for I imagine this being more of a corridor. Let's say this goes into more like a bit of a room and have extrude this way a bit, and then I'm sorry. Why is all of that being weird? Hold on, if I just kind of the normal thing. Is that just because of the I mean, all the UV maps of all of this is going to be messed up, but this looks especially weird. Better, whatever. Anyway, okay, then this bit going up. So, like, this can be a room to kind of go this way, over and up, and then I can have some little splotches to go around, and then this can go up and then sort of match with the rest of the level. And again, it being this deep shouldn't be as bad, but in theory, instead of it being a, you know, hard cut like this, it'll be more beveled and rounded. Would be the best. You know, this will go a little bit more over. Actually, what would it look like if I actually just this bit actually did drag it back, so the room has this funkiness going on, just to be a little bit more funky, and then it does make this a little bit less steep. And then this will go back to this, well, which makes it steep again, but it's not going as far. Okay, cool. So that is part of this. So now I need some kind of space for this to here to have some amount of connections. Keep in mind, right here and right here, that needs the space to exist. What, let me double check this in Unity. Wow, look at that there. Oh, this is gonna have, oh, this has stuff. Where do I have room for this? This area, I guess, is where it's gonna have to be. I mean, but I want more rides that are actually, like, you can kind of come at it at all angles, rather than me pushing off to the side to, like, you only really have a sort of a front side to it. Oh, hey, my cat has come to say hello. Hello. What, you on camera? Here's Kitty. Kitty of the day. Yeah. Meow. Are you doing good? Okay, so, I mean, for this to not intersect with this, I can move this over a little bit, but I kind of want to try having this, like, have a whole defined, you know, area for this ride to exist in. So, let me try that. Let me just start with moving this over a little bit, but not all the way. And then this hypothetical platform thing. You know, this can still be small here or something. Again, well, actually, yeah. So this area I want it to be, as I said before, kind of small corridors or whatever. We get over here, I guess, from this hazard, or this walkway over. Oh, I didn't actually make walkway things between everything, because I kind of stopped doing it at a point where I thought it was more unnecessary. And it's kind of unnecessary in some aspects. But, well, now working in Blender, we're just remembering, oh, hey, here's some of the connections, I haven't visualized where some of the, not all the lines are here. It helps a bit. But anyway, so if I sort of extend, let's say like this. Ooh, you know what? I wasn't gonna do that. I was gonna make it just a big square room, but you know, let's do that. Randomness. I don't know. I want that though. Actually, I will have this be more of a straight like for this little thing. Okay, so having something like this, then not the actual ride in practice might not be these exact dimensions or whatever, but well, then actually that means I wouldn't want like a. Assuming it is for now, I wouldn't have. You know, you're gonna have the player squeeze between here. But in theory, this is gonna go off this way, so there might be more room for this. But you know what? Actually, I will just have the space for that. And here there's gonna be like the ride, like the roller coaster thing that sort of crosses the track there on purpose. I should move this over a little bit more. Yeah. So then, if I have this space and then. Yeah, actually, like a sort of tight corridor of going around it can be kind of cool, I suppose. So then having this connect to... Actually, no, this is closer, which makes the shortcut more worth it, you know, going from here to here, hypothetically. Even all this stuff, let's actually make, if I said this is where this is going to be, let's define that space, shall we? Whoa, that's not how I want to do that. Oh. What happened to... Wait, what? Oh, that's just that's the thing on top. That's fine. Okay. All is good. And again, go a bit beyond. But then there'll be more, I think, around, like, this area where this connects. I will have to connect these more properly at some point, but for now it's fine. Actually, let me start by just flattening this, and it doesn't need to be as wonky in how it leads into it. Actually, I can just do this in a decent enough way right now by just kind of going like, whoa, not like that. Then like delete this, whoop, delete this, and then kind of bridge. Oh, join these, yeah. Oops, what? Yeah, wrong button. There, slightly better, I guess, for now. Okay, so this exists. I am actually going to... I'll move this. This I'll move up more over, because we don't have a lot of space to work with here. But it's all subject to change. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think this one needs as much space, like, on this side. It being more in the corner. With this one, I'm more okay with. I just didn't want to do that for all of them. So this one, I want to try to make it work being in the center of attention. Oh, I'm not... Oh, I was not... yeah, flattened. So, okay, well, there's more space. Let me just... Yeah. And this has plenty of space over here to work with, so that'll be interesting. Although, I kind of wanted, this section here to be like a glass pipe, where then you're seeing, like, the outside the submarine here. It was more into lava, but still. I actually don't know if I'm going to have it, maybe here can be a little bit more transparent, so you can see from here to, like, the walls of here from the outside. Could look interesting. Wealthy. When we get to that, a million light years from now. So, light years are a distance, not a time. Anyway, so, next... Yeah, I want to finish connecting this around here, and then figuring out that afterwards. Okay, let's, join these. Eventually, it's all just gonna be like one giant mesh, possibly. Yeah, we'll see how crazy that gets. Actually, I don't move that much. Well, I mean, I guess So like, this is more conceptual. I just need to find a room. So actually, I think I am gonna just. Whoa, why is stop being weird? Take this. Actually, I think I will delete that and then just redefine this space from here. So then I lose the kind of the bit of. Actually, can I don't even. If I just do that, well, that kind of. Again, it's an improvement as far as pretending that it has any kind of proper UV mapping. which we do not care about at all right now, but it not just being solid colors would be nice. Actually, what happens if I extrude while selecting both of them? It doesn't, yeah, that doesn't do, doesn't do quite right. How do I want to do this? This is actually very close to here. So, I mean, I can have, like, oh, from here to here. It's, like, a very quick, like, little nothing. But from here to here is where more, like, the path is. Although I already said I'm having issues, well, I might have issues with that. From here to here and around isn't that long. And from here, if I'm going that way, ain't that long. Actually, that alone almost makes me want to mirror this. So it goes this way and up, and it's the long thing to cross. I don't have an easy way of... Actually, do I? If I kind of go... Does this work? If I kind of went like... Is it... Is something I've never really... Can I... Is there some kind of, like, mirror thing? Ooh, funky. It messes up this, of course, but I can kind of fix that. Let's just say I did that, and then I... Just kind of... Oh. Yeah, and then just sort of bridge some edge loops. Something along those lines. Yeah. Okay, so that does things. And actually, well, let me just kind of... Now, here's another thing that eventually I might have to consider is that a lot of this stuff, if it's meant to be like interior corridor door stuff, doesn't necessarily need all the lower faces. But right now, it's just, I don't know. I mean, well, even over here, there's like plain stuff. It's a bit of a mess. To be cleaned up at some point in time. That is not right now. Hold on. Is this gonna work without being problematic? What are you? Oh, interesting. Oh, hey, that's... The normals are wrong. The roller coaster's supposed to pass through here. I mean, this is totally fine to, like, move it over, if need be, in order to make this work. Some things are more easily movable than others, even just that, right? Just deciding... Oh, wait, did me mirroring it mess with that, or was it maybe like that beforehand? I don't know. Sorry, the hazard that was here. What are you? Sealing pipes, releasing steam. Sure. I wanted these to be the same thing. Oh, I think I remember that. This is what I'm thinking of. I wanted this part to have like holes in the ground. Yeah, sealing pipes, releasing steam going through into the ground, but then it's the same pipes that you're just dealing with below, but up here it's like you can actually fall down them. It's like sort of a variation of the same hazard, I think. Is that it? Maybe. This isn't meant to be like exactly... Well, I mean, I just said it might be the same. Not like... That's like that's enough of a thing to have it be slightly different, I think. This and this. Fix your normals. Okay. Now do I just want to like blip to that? What if? Ooh, interesting idea. Well, so I was gonna have this go up and then this way. What if I did some weird thing where like this goes to here and here you have to go like this down, over, and up? But that makes this take longer, which then like again like how much of a shortcut is it? But then here I'm gonna go this up and over. Maybe it's still be a thing. I mean, I could have them both go over if I really wanted to, just to have that extra like geometry and just some more stuff that just more stuff, more corridors. You know what? Was not the original plan, but it's something I want. We're gonna try it. Because this is... I have it not go to the same height of that. Just be a separate, like, thing. And then, like... Longer... Do I want this to meet here? Or maybe, like... Maybe this could go around just a little swivel type thing. Have it do something like this. And we were just trying stuff. And if it works... then cool. If it doesn't, then figure it out. Have something like... I want this to lower immediately. Kind of do. I mean, I can just have this be a little swivel thing here, I guess. Or, sorry, actually, extra extension of the idea. Let's connect all of this, but have here be a big pool of lava to swivel around, which makes it maybe a bit similar to no, not entirely. Yeah, yeah. So you have to swivel around some lava, but it's still this kind of idea of going up and swiveling around and then up. Yeah, I don't want to do actually. Well, actually, I can just kind of take this and bridge edge loops. And there's that, but it's fine. Did the rest of it sort itself out? I don't like what that did, but it might be okay. Do I want to use this in any way? Like, I could correct it, but I'm like, I don't know. Do I want to, like... Ooh, some weirdly sloped stuff. I mean, actually, well, that ruins the kind of planarness of this, and maybe shouldn't be done in exactly that manner, but... I mean, it being triangular, like, I can let it be faces like that, but I don't know. Here, let's make this kind of, yeah. Now it almost looks worth it. Having the ram stripe in it is kind of maybe bitter, but well, it hasn't. Actually, I'm gonna move this down. If I want to raise it up like that, I think I kind of wait until. I would do that now. Actually, it does have a bit of the slope there, you know, that's something. Here, let's do, like... What happens if I pick these all at once and press unwrap? Will they kind of unwrap relative to each other? Almost. You know, this still has a weird, like, thing. Whatever, it's fine. And okay, then this... Oh, I said I might connect these as well. Would be kind of interesting. I might move this so that it's, you know, coming out of there. What I could do that could be interesting is this goes here, and you have to kind of go around and to then take this path that goes out this way. If that could, like, work well enough. So this would have to have an initial kind of sloped up thing and then going forward. That'd be kind of interesting. It'd be kind of cool. But then it also makes the shortcut more out of the way. I don't know. Because if you're here and you're like, I want to get there, and you go, well, I guess, well, then this is very much, like, clearly the correct thing to do, to go there, rather than taking the shortcut and going down and going across there. And seeing that almost wants me to make, almost makes me want to make this not so much of a straight path. I mean, in theory it won't be. This will be filled with hazards that I haven't done anything with yet. But I kind of want to move this at least even just a little bit. First thing is just having to be a little bit more around, but I kind of want to make it go like a lot more over, and you have to wind around a lot. Like go actually even just having to go up and around to this to imply to go that way. If I go back down and around here, and you know what? That's exactly what we're gonna do. Something like and the geometry around here is a mess. That is very much the case. Kind of like... Whoa, no. Some weird... Take these and just merge them to that or something. And then having this go down around... Not being like this. Let's say... dissolve... Can I delete this edge? Whoops. Well, no, yeah, we'll delete that face. Yeah, that's fine, okay. And then, like... Well... Hold on. Just do some... cleaning up. I guess to take out that... Yo, how did this get so ugly? Because it did. I mean, I could then just have this merge directly into that, and then it'll be a straight thing, but, like, this is... You know, not... great as is. The thing, if there's any immediate things I can do, just kind of have it be better. We made this by just kind of like having a plane. They just went like made a bunch of vertices and then kind of connected them all afterwards. Okay, well, yeah, just kind of do that. Yeah, we'll do that, whatever. Well, whatever, it's fine. So you have this go up and around here, and you know what? We're gonna go an extra step and make this a little bit more. Well, I can't have it cross that easily. Have it be a bit more. Oh shit! Go around if you want to go that way. Which might have problems with this actually. Oh no. We will come back to that, I think. Anyway, this going up and around here, and then this going here to here. Oh, what was the, what did I just press is like that? Yeah, kind of break it up thing. Something like that. That just, and then with some hazards, which I might either then lengthen, like, or widen those to then have hazards to weave around. That makes it so that this is a bit longer, which makes this shortcut more practical, which then do I want to place it like here? If it's here's a bit more like, hey, obvious, like here's a thing in the path as you're going around here, you see it maybe, as opposed to, but going here and going up and around, I still kind of like that conceptually. Deciding. I mean, maybe I could solve that problem by, like, maybe this kind of meets here at, like, here, and then this goes here, so you'd have kind of to go up. I don't know. Let's just, the original thing I said, let's just do, and then we will see later if it was the correct or very wrong thing to do. Okay, so just this, and then, whoa. Bridge cement loops. I should be using shortcuts more. I know that 1, 2, and 3 to switch between those. Oh well. Bridge edge loops. No. Oops. Well, wait. You didn't do. Oh, I did. What? Whoa. These two, please. But that just yeah. Okay, so that's that, and then eventually we'll have doorway. Okay, that took some time, but we're slowly getting more over this way. I think what I want to, like, it'd be nice to, you know, get to the point of a lot of, like, these, like, placeholder, more to conceptually explain, like, hey, these points are going to be connected, kind of slopes to be gone. Oh, by the way, my random counter of the day, but remember slopes we replaced. How many have we replaced? Oh, no. I haven't even bothered to update it at all. Oh, also this is fun. I mean, if I just kind of let the whole thing at Control N, you think it might fix itself without, like, accidentally turning something I don't want to be turned? Surely it's probably fine. Even the stuff over there, like, that's connected to this, I'm gonna hope that it was fine. I don't remember if this had a slope thing to begin with or not. I think there wasn't a path here. Nor between this stuff. And we haven't done any of this. Remember at the very beginning of the stream I said I was going to start with some of this stuff, and instead we did this stuff down here. Which was necessary. I mean, it doesn't matter that much which things we do as long as we're making progress, and I'm not going to, like, mess myself over later of, like, oh no, because I did this section first. It's causing problems for doing this section. But, I don't know. Okay, so where to next? Also, yeah, this very much does not. I mean, it kind of does, but it doesn't match up as much. In theory, once we have the placeholder stuff of all the hazards, I don't need any of these anymore. Well, other than maybe like a reminder. I won't delete them, but I mean, I can turn them off. A reminder of what things should be as things are still placeholder, right? Like remembering that this is a conveyor belt, right? It's like slowly things will get less of being, here's the idea of what this will be, and more, here's what the thing actually is. Oh, I said I was going to connect these. Yeah, I need more reasons for this shortcut to feel more necessary. And that might be the case with other shortcuts as well. So let's just bridge edge loops these. I don't know if I wanted to actually have a bit more space here and then like have it go up a bit of flat piece and then go that way, but nah, connect this whole thing that I have more room for lava. So that means going from here to here is very much a straight shot. Oh, except for lava here, they go with a straight shot and then around some lava. Unless you want to just run through it and take that damage. I think that would be unwise. Yeah, and this is a funky region, and that's good. Okay, so I kind of almost, like, part of me wants to do, sort out this mess. Part of me wants to, like, define this. What did I say this was again? This was some windy pipes. And that is going to end up here. There's so many things that come off of this that might, you know, be tricky to define. Like, like, make sure that this has enough room for all the paths that need to split off it. This spawn doesn't need to be this square or rectangle, whatever. I can lengthen it in the different directions as I need to, of course. So I even could, like, even just to separate these three things better, I could, like, have this be a big kind of room that goes out to all these. This could go into another room type thing here that then splits off in these three directions. Could be a thing that I do. As long as I have the space to do everything I want to do. Maybe let's start with... This is one that's the most, like, it needs to be, like, a straight-up thing. That's kind of non-negotiable. Although, how this might look might depend on... as I said, like, this is meant to be a big open space that this is kind of a wall to. I'm sort of waiting on making a lot of little walls, because then it's sort of blocking my view a lot more of different areas of the level, and harder than modify rooms after the fact. However, this might be an exception where I might just kind of just see what this kind of a wall might look like now. Let's do it with just extruding up the edges from here, so I can see through it from the other side. And this being some kind of doorway thing. Whoops. Actually, I just... Control to that. Well, or not to... This is also going to be some kind of doorway thing, so skip that too. Hold on. Oh, wait. Did I want this to be... Yeah. The slight, like, imperfectness of things being, like, slightly off or whatever is good. I like that being there. Do I need this? Why do I have... Oh, this going all the way up to here. That's not as necessary. Or is it? I'll keep it for now. These aren't connected. I kind of want to connect them before I extrude up a hypothetical wall. I'm like, do I have the cuts go all the way through there? Sure, whatever. Hold on. Wrong way. Move you roughly there, and you roughly there. I guess if I start to make these walls, I can get rid of, like, all of this underneathness doesn't necessarily need to exist, right? As I said. Here, because it, like, you can see that bit of wall here, but in theory I will hopefully remodel that and make that better later on. Okay, let's just connect this stuff. Okay, so I moved that stuff there. Did I merge these? Yeah, you're the same. Okay. Let's just kind of delete you and then that for now. It's weird that, well, I mean, technically this is more proper in that, as I said, this doesn't need all the lower thing. In fact, saying that, I'm gonna get rid of some of it. At least, like, not vertices. Get rid of, I don't know, that for now. I don't know if I want to actually commit to getting rid of this whole underneath section yet, but looks like I'm starting to. Hopefully it'll be fine. Make sure I'm deleting the right things. Here I could delete vertices. Right. Let me just, when I'm deleting anything, I need to be very, very careful that I'm not deleting stuff I actually want to stay. Like that over there. Well, I mean, I could just re-extrude. Actually, I'm gonna just delete all that. Let that be that way. And then just re-extrude specifically this downwards. Actually, what I should do is just connect them properly, as kind of should be. Yeah. Kind of similar thing here. This is going to be its own corridor thing, and this is going to be part of the main, like, wall of this room. Deciding how much... No, so in theory, this wouldn't be shown. You wouldn't see this. This is, as I just set up, would be up against a wall. Kind of looks interesting, but doesn't fit with the rest of the stuff. I'm sure I'm not afraid of deleting, like, accidentally... Hold on. I don't want to accidentally delete, like, some bit that's, like, in the distance. That's one, I guess, hazard of all this being connected. Is that... Is this fine to delete? That's gonna get rid of, yeah, this, and that's just a straight thing again. But that's fine. Guess I can do it a bit sequentially. Oh, there. Well, okay, see, this also, the thing I connected before, however, thinking about how this should actually be done, I should just, from the beginning, have just kind of merged these. But, I mean, it took a little bit to get to it looking like this. We kind of played around with ideas. Oh, that should not be like that. Just gonna take this, and then I will get rid of that at some point. Okay. Yeah, whoop. This can also go. Okay. So can this. This underneath section. Oh, wait. Wait, what? Something's up with this? Oh, this is just the underside bit that I didn't delete all of, because I'm currently doing a very weird thing. I'm sort of deleting it sequentially, but I'm just kind of, in theory, can I, oh no, that still is connected to something. Yeah, I should have done this like all at once. I'm just paranoid about deleting something I shouldn't. Even all this, you know, like, do I just go through all? No, not right now. Not right now. We have other kind of more important things to connect. But oh, wow, there, selecting the wrong bit. Yeah. Actually, would it help if I actually turn off the X-ray thing, that I'm only selecting what's here? Uh-huh. So this bit, I missed one. Okay, look at it from, like, the proper side and make sure everything's still here that should be. We got all this, it connects up there. We got this thing. This will have stuff in a minute. Actually, wait. No, this is part of the conveyor bit, so this is supposed to... well, connect all of... Wait. Yeah. This... here up to here, just make all this one face for now. Wow, look at that. Okay, so with that, now I want to also actually this deleted some of that up there, but that's okay for now. Now I want to extrude up a wall of some kind. I didn't define a path going over this way. Here, I'll leave out this bit. We'll turn that into a path eventually. Hopefully it'll be fine. Okay, so this around to here, and this bit. I mean, there's the worry that, like, I end up changing the shape of some of this. Oh, wait, I forgot that I already put part of a wall over here. Well, I will ignore this wall for now, I guess. Come back to that. Because, well, yeah, the way the wall is over here is going to mess with how this sort of balcony thing is. That's part of my concern. So then this is going to be a way out, and then up here is going to be... We're telling guys, hello, hello! Well, I like how when I put my headphones on, immediately hear Ratchet & Clank music. Aha! That is what's playing right now. Yeah. Can you guess where from? Also, hello, hello. We are continuing to block out a level-y thing. Alright, let's see if this does what I want. Rise wall. Let's put it, I mean, super tall for now, and then... Yeah, so this, I like, ooh, I like, other than that we need to kind of cut a hole in this. This being a balcony that's not like a flat edge. I like this sort of walled part of it. However, this then needs sort of cut out doorways. We did this last time. Yes, we did. This isn't the same music though, right? This is, hold on, I'm pretty sure it's, yeah, well, actually, I'm already looking at the name, so I can see what level this is, but this is very, like, late into the level thing, so it's not as recognizable at the moment, I don't think, but the beginning of this, I think, is. Here, I'll put it back to the beginning of just that. Is that immediately recognizable of a very early area in the game? Yeah, or I guess that was a hint. Spoiler. Anyway, okay, sorry, I wasn't done with this, all this, roof stuff. I don't actually know what the roof part of this is going to look like, but in theory, this also, I think, is going to be a sort of balcony kind of thing with the stuff between it. Here, let me put it up, you know, super tall. Flatten this stuff out. Oh, I missed a bit. No, I didn't. No, this is fine. Should I have actually just extruded up with all this and then cut out doorways? Yeah, maybe. You know what? Well, because otherwise I'm going to have to, like, make a bunch of ring cuts and then cut stuff over. Yeah, let's just actually do that temporarily. I'm going to go back to this, and I will shift select the rest of what's around here. Okay, bam, and bam. Around here, and, you know, including this. And as I said, this wall. Maybe I'll recut out. I could recut out that just to have it. Otherwise, I'll have to connect it later. I mean, I'm probably gonna. There's probably gonna be a lot of this. I'm gonna have to sort of redo at some point anyway. But that's just how this is. Oh, I missed. There's a stray edge there that I have to come back for. It's all recognizable, but I don't remember any planets inside Veldin and Aquatos and Blackwater City. This is Metropolis, i.e., where they go to find Captain Quark initially, and then there's like Al's Robo Shop where you get the first Clank upgrade. Yeah. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna not delete, but I'm gonna hide this wall. Actually, I am gonna overconfidently delete it and then take this and go. Oh, I kind of just want to take the knife tool and just cut a bunch of placeholder doors. Kind of go wah wah. Let's make it, you know, pointy topped. Whoa. Oh, can I not? Well, wait, no. Yeah, whatever kind. Faces. Wow, look at that. It doesn't match up to that, but that's fine. It's fixable. Actually, well, I was gonna do that later. Let's just do now. Just kind of go. Yeah. Whoop. Actually, this is a bit of a problem. Actually, you know what? We will fix that by moving this. Blah, 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 and something along those lines. In theory, this will need to be made to be an actual full-on corridor at some point, but we'll get there. And also that not sticking through there, in theory. I haven't played the first game in over a year. I only played it recently to get to mess around with like how its camera worked. So the parts in the game where you are on the like metallic surfaces, I got through the game enough to get to where that happens, so that I could mess around with like seeing how that game's camera behaves when you go all upside down and then fall off, and how it reorients itself to see I could learn stuff from it. It was mildly helpful. But also, you know, different game, different things. And like that's a very, very minor part of the game, so we can get away with it a lot more. So I think the third game would have been more helpful. Possibly, but I have not played the third game ever. The first game, I knew... Well, I know the first game, and I knew there was a part about this, you know, X amount into the game. This is what I'm looking for. I imagine I'll play the rest of the Ratchet and Clank the rest of the Ratchet and Clank games at some point. But don't got the time right now. Oh, this is... Oh. Do I care about this? Is this a problem? This doesn't line up with this at all. Oh, no. I mean, I need to cut out... How do I want to connect this? I have... So, like, this is meant to be a balcony of this room, sort of, and then thing that needs to go out this way. Ooh, actually, I actually like the idea of, if I already have this defined, making a weird, like, not flat doorway thing. This might look super weird, but it could be mildly cool looking. I'll redress this in a minute. Something like... Actually, wait, can I can't just see that through there. Fine, okay, well. Just kind of like... something like this, and I can, like, redefine it later. Some weird thing like that. Well, actually, oh, that coming out that way doesn't actually work to the degree that... I mean, okay, technically it cuts... Ooh, well... I want this to be two separate doorways, I think. Yes. We just kind of mess around with things a little bit. Where did... Whoa, what? What is happening to... Oh, because that would need to be along that... Yeah, okay, I get you. I understand. I can kind of just... Yeah. And then, well, I mean, actually, that might be the worst. Hold on. If it's sort of a weird thing like this, that then... whoa. Just to mess around with stuff. A lot of what we're doing right now is messing around with stuff. If it sort of did that might, but obviously looked better. That might not be the worst. It would need to widen immediately, but... The siding. Maybe start with this and then figure out now the rest of all these paths that need to split off and then come back to this. I'm still debating whether or not to replay in Trophy Hunt for Deadlocked. Oh, no. Deadlocked is that the third or the fourth one? I know it's the one that doesn't have Clank in the title. Oh, no. But yeah, still haven't... I was a huge fan of it originally back in the day, but it seems like... Alright, it seems like too much of a grind for a game I don't have as much nostalgia for. There's still a couple PS3 released games I haven't touched besides Cracking Time, but I think the other ones I know were multiplayer. Yeah, I own a decent amount of them that I've acquired over the last, like, 2 years or so. And yeah, we'll get to them at some point. Recently, as far as playing games go, I've been just focusing on all my Steam games or whatever. I mean, that's obviously, it's easier streamable for me. Eventually, if I want to do console stuff, I could get a capture card and all that. But, like, I already got my plate full of the next many games I'll be going through. And Deadlocked was the fourth. Ah, gotcha. Mm-hmm. Is that the last one that was on the PS2, and then they became on the PS3 or something? I don't remember. I know Agent Clank is on the PSP. It's like Daxter. Yeah. Anywho, the newest one on the PS5. Look, for a teaser trailer that I had seen ages ago before it came out looked awesome, but I still haven't gotten around to it. I have seen the movie. I don't know why. The Ratchet and Clank movie that is the movie based on the game, and then they made I think at the time it was a PS4 game. There's the game based on the movie based on the game, and I love that that's able to call itself that. It's amazing. But also, yeah, I remember the movie being, decently forgettable or whatever, but it wasn't like, I don't remember it being terrible or anything. But I remember I sort of seeing after the fact that a lot of people can compare it to just like, it's like the cutscenes of the game, kind of, but, like, watered down. No, that's not how to describe it. Like, the game based on the movie based on the game is like, the game is just the movie, but a lot more, so the movie on its own feels, like, lacking a little bit, because the game expands on it so much more, or whatever. Oh yeah, the Rogue, the Rogue Rack... Don't mind as I relearn the ability to read. Oh yeah, the Rogue Dakin... Alright, I'm done. Bye. See ya. No. The Rogue Jak and Daxter game is on the PS library, the Lost Frontiers one. Is that a PSP? I didn't think it was. That's one that's, like, not made by Naughty Dog, and I've heard that people very much don't like it, and it's more of a black sheep of the series, and people don't count it as an official game or like whatever. When people talk about the they talk about the Jak and Daxter trilogy, and they just pretend that that game doesn't exist, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, but let me confirm. Is it Frontier? The Lost Frontier. What are you on? You are on the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation Portable. Oh, well, is it on both? Really? Funky. The one I was thinking of is the game that's just called Daxter, where you play as none other than Dexter. I am seeing it on PC. Oh no. And I on PlayStation 2, but the fact that if it's on the PSP, I don't know what that says about the quality of it. So, I don't know. Anyway, well, that's fun. I feel like that, how they made Ratchet seem like a dumb kid in the movie game instead of a capable mechanic that just gets mixed up in things. I don't at all remember Clank's role in the movie whatsoever, but it's been so long since I had seen it and I thought about it in years that I don't remember most of it other than graphically it looked good. I also don't have I haven't played all the games. I know a lot of the stuff that it references is from the first game and spoilers, a villain that's in one of the later games, and I was aware of his existence, so I wasn't lost on that. But I imagine there's a lot of other smaller things that were references to different places and people and stuff of the later games that I maybe didn't get. But I think there's sometimes where even if you don't get a reference, you can be oh, I can see that that's probably a reference to a thing that I don't know, but I get that that's a reference or whatever. Maybe I don't know. I don't have any examples because I don't remember the movie as much. But yeah, it was heavily referenced to the first game, but they completely changed Ratchet's origin story. Did they? Spoilers to anyone else who cares of the first Ratchet and Clank game. Clank is basically a robot made by the main villain, kind of, but in a robot factory. It's making death machines essentially. I don't remember what the actual proper robots that are made. They end up being enemies you fight later. I don't remember at all what they're called or anything. And then it errors and all that, and then Clank pops out. But then you later find out that was on. At first it seems like an accident, he's some defect thing or whatever, and then learns of the main villain's plan, and then sets out to find someone who can help. Is trying to find this hero in the galaxy, Captain Quark, runs into Ratchet instead, and they both go on an adventure to find Captain Quark, and then end up becoming heroes themselves, and then they stop the villain. Chairman Drek, that's his name, who's then also the villain of the movie. But then, I skipped a bit of that. Clank being made wasn't an accident. The machine that's sentient that made the robots did that on purpose to so that he could stop Chairman Drek and all that. And yeah, I'm definitely missing pieces along the way, but because it's been even so when I recently replayed a bit of the game to to see that reference stuff of how the camera moves when you use the magnet boots going on walls and stuff. I didn't get that far where that stuff happens, but yeah. So what, his origin story in the movie, does it just go back to just the bare minimum, he's a random defective robot that was made? I thought doesn't the beginning, one of the first missions of the game, rather than being a quick run out escape sequence, there's a more of a level of him escaping or something like that, maybe? I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Is he just defective robot that then shows up and then does nothing other than being a sidekick to Ratchet, possibly stand aside while Ratchet be's the hero? Is that probably the problem? Ratchet, or Clank, in the first game at least, does have some useful moments and also has some less useful moments. But it's referenced more in the story rather than him just being off to the side. He is not a useless character. And then part of the stuff in the middle, he's very much I gotta find Captain Quark, and then is trusting him blindly, and then, spoiler alert, when Captain Quark is evil and betrays them, he doesn't see it coming, and then is, sad about that later. For this whole second half of the game, Ratchet and Clank don't like each other, and they keep making fun of each other. Mostly Ratchet being angry towards Clank, but then they make up, and then be heroes and stuff. But it's more than just, he's the backpack that you use for a double jump. Anywho, yeah. They made out Ratchet some kid assistant to a mechanic who's a... Oh, there was a mechanic guy, yeah. This has to become a galactic ranger to work with Quark. Yeah, sorry, you said Ratchet, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, that's the whole thing with it, yeah. Or originally he's just a mechanic trying to fix his own ship and then tries to find Quark because of Clank reporting evil doings. Yeah, that is a thing. I get that, like, well, some things are going to change from movie to game. Obviously, the format of what the first game does works as a video game, as a let's go from planet to planet for the excuse of a bunch of levels and all that, obviously. And yeah. Can you imagine a movie that actually tries to be like a video game where it's just like an hour of like someone running around just defeating basic enemies, picking up coins, whatever? No, no. Anyways, but yeah, so what was I saying? I don't know. Anyways, a movie that I haven't seen in a while, and I haven't played the game of it, but I guess I will at some point. I'd like to go through all of them, but I got a lot on my list at the moment. Also, I should be, if I'm gonna be rambling, I should be, continuing to work on stuff as I ramble. I'm trying to cut a hole in this wall and figure out if I want, so this is the start of the level. Actually, how much does that wall already intersect with the actual player spawn? It doesn't. Fascinating. Good. I want this to be some kind of balcony that's like overlooking this big room that's kind of a big like central area of the level. And then you can also see, oh right, this has to, yeah. Actually, let's start by cutting the more like easily mandatory walls, and then I'll figure out this afterwards. So like, this is a whole thing that might need to be readdressed and have, it might have problems and all that, but, okay, knife, we're just gonna cut it at a big hole that looks something like, decently up. Kind of goes like this. Ooh, I actually don't know if I love that that's right against that. Why is it not? Oh, there we go. That's fine. It'll be fine. Just start with that, and whoa. Give me that, and just kind of extrude. For now, we'll say that's fine. Then, other walls that need to exist, I made that hole. You know what? Actually, I'll just to show that, like, hey, this is going to be a corridor eventually. Actually, I guess I can extrude that all the way down there now. Yeah. I am leaving a lot of, like, placeholder things that'll eventually need to be a thing later. This needs to be a hole. I guess, actually, will it let me cut it from this side? Yeah. Let's have this be like a perfectly flat-topped wall, like a garage door. Oh, and that can just cut directly to there. Cool. No. What's the shortcut for you that... To not... I know G moves, but, like, to switch to that tool being the active one. Whatever. Not you. Faces on this, and this guy, and blah. Wow! A hole in the wall! Up there exists, over there exists. This needs a cut here and here. You should play the first 3 and then play a crack in top. I will, like, yeah, I imagine I'd play them in, I assume that is like the release order, and I would try to follow that. It's like when you have a franchise like, I don't know, Resident Evil, that, well, for the most part, it's like numerical. It's like, oh, go by the numbers, you might be fine. But you have a franchise that's just all subtitled, like, which one, where? Although I prefer if a franchise of games to the more subtitle approach. When you have, like, so-and-so game 7, so-and-so game 14, it's like, which one, which thing had which stuff? It feels like it would be a bit more plain, I think. Subtitles have, I think, make a game in a franchise stand out more. Like if Mario Sunshine or Mario Odyssey, well, bad example because those are more different, but if like the Super Mario games, if it was just Super Mario Galaxy was just like Super Mario 4. Wouldn't be as it's like, oh, that was, yeah, 4 was the space one. 7 was the one with the hat or something. I don't know what. I'm not gonna do the math to know what numbers of. It would depend on what you count. Anyway, whatever. Anyways, yeah, it's fine. Oh, yeah, okay. Blah. And oh no, I don't want you to be connected to that. This. this. There's a ton of franchises that I would like to go through at some point that I have not. Actually, I'm gonna not cut it like that. Yeah, we're gonna cut it like. And this is more like I can fine tune all this later. I just want to define all the environments, figure out like the conceptual, like, okay, in a more polished version, this is what this is gonna look like. Get to the point where we can actually play it, and then move stuff around and all that. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be making all the walls and rooms of everywhere before anything's functional. Just this main room is more important, I think. Cracking Time will blow your mind with where they go in the plot. Oh no! So, Cracking Time, with the word time being in there, I'm gonna guess that that's a time travel one. I know there's like a chunk of games that's like Ratchet and Clank Future, and then subtitles. So that's a thing. There's a couple things I know about like later Ratchet and Clank lore of where some plot things go. So I'm assuming you've played most of them, right? Can I talk freely about what I know about Ratchet and Clank stuff, or I don't know anything about the latest one that came out. Something about a rift. Something like that. Rift in Time? No. Whatever the latest one's called. I don't know much about that because I've been very spoiler free of that, other than like a teaser trailer or whatever. The rest of them though. Also, I know that there's like, so there's the one that was made off the movie based on the game, or that's more of like a reboot thing, obviously. I actually don't know if the newest one goes off of that or if it goes off of the original timeline of stuff. I don't know. I'd have to assume the original stuff. Yeah, I pretty much played all except for the multiplayer at PS3 ones. Rift Apart. Yeah. That's it. Which like the seamless going between entire world and it looking very awesome is very awesome. I love that kind of stuff. Which I don't know, seeing it in a trailer versus how it actually goes in game, it could be a different story. But anyway, oh, I never cut a wall here, right? Okay, let's cut out this. This has taken way longer than it meant to, but oh well, 'tis what it is. Why are you not letting me? What? Why? Oh, yeah, wrong tool? Wait, polybuild? No. Cut this guy out. Yeah, we'll figure out what these doors, like, what style of doors I actually might want for the. It might not even be. Well, it's not going to be a door. It's going to be like a hall into a corridor. Whether it will look like a doorway or just hallway or whatever, we'll figure out the specifics of those later on. That's not as important. At the mo. Okay, so those are the easy ones. Now, up here, I need. Oh gosh. So I said I want this to kind of also be a balcony thing that I haven't really defined yet. That also I apparently wanted to ride up here. Where is that gonna fit based on these walls? This might be an exception. Well, no, I can do whatever I want. My level. I might have this go while it goes up, and then have it go kind of a thing. So like, oh, can I? Oh, because of all the cutting I did, you're not gonna let me. Wait, where did this come from? How did you get? Where did this come from? Why are you not connected? What happened to you? Whoa. Well, that's not good. I will ask again. What happened to you? So I get, oh, because of this going this, and this. But I thought I handled. Maybe I didn't select those properly. Here's what we're gonna do. Delete this vertex and this one and this one. Delete all the problem childs, and then just kind of clean it up manually. Oh, this wait that yeah. Well, no, sorry, this one's fine. This one doesn't need deleted. Wait, I went too far. Wait, why are you? Oh, yeah, that's gonna. Sorry, yep. Bleh. And you're gonna. Wait, why are you doing that? No, I get why. Okay, it's fine. It played amazing. Awesome. Good to hear. Good to hear a game actually doing well as opposed to being like, it was a buggy garbage mess filled with lots of problems and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Microtransactions. Meh, 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 meh. Or something. Why did these split up? Did I not shift select those properly? That shouldn't have done that. Oh well. That's fine. We'll deal with it. Oh, that's gonna... Well, I kind of need those to be flat. Here, if I kind of do... That's gonna be fine enough for now. But this one I have to rebuild more manually. Okay, so I want... Wait, are you... Ooh, you're... See, that is a no. No, 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 no. So I want to just extrude this, and this, and this. Wait, if I do... Hold on, if I do it with this, then you... Oh, you are trying to make some random thing in there. I don't want you to do that. But, like... Okay, fine. Be that way. And then just merge... I'll drag up this up the rest of the way in a second. Oh, you're not gone. Now you are. Okay, what was I saying? Ratchet and Clank stuff with, or the PS5 mechanics were well worth. Very cool. Lived on the hype for me. That's awesome. Yes, very, very cool. I got a lot of Ratchet and Clank's games to get through before I get to that one, though. But what I was saying about, like, some later things that I happen to know about, I guess, things that have in that franchise. Whatever species Ratchet is, I know it eventually is a thing of, like, oh, he's the last of his kind, and then the species that he is has some importance, some significant importance, I believe. I know that's a thing. Captain Quirk doesn't stay being a villain. So I have seen some clips of later games, some like funny moments of things that he does, which is both cool because I like him as a character. He's funny, but also, I don't know, disappointing, but a little bit Flanderized. He does some smart things in the first game, and then I don't know if he kind of grows into being more of just the comic relief idiot. I think he is that in the movie, but like he does very close to successfully, trick Ratchet and Clank in the first game of like him being evil, and they think he's good, and then he's like, oh, come to my like secret base and go through these trials to prove that you're a hero and whatnot that totally aren't going to kill you, and then like then throws you into a pit with the giant monster. Like, he almost succeeds. Like, credit where credit's due. He hatches a good plot that gets foiled, and then for like the rest of the game, then it's more for laughs or whatever. The very, like, towards the end, the last time you see him, where, like, after you, like, blow up his ship and he's on, like, a planet or whatever, that then he just has, like, some rinky-dink stand selling you one of, like, the upgrades from Gadgetron, and then he's just, like, reading from a script. I love that. And, like, how he says his name is Steve, that's Captain Quirk, and then at the end of his script, it's like, oh, how do I know that, like, whatever the thing is, like, really works? Like, you can trust Gadgetron products, or my name's not Steve. I love that exchange so much. When I first heard that, I was dying laughing. Like, something about, like, I don't know, on paper, that's maybe like, oh, that's a funny joke, but just in context, the delivery of it, I don't know. Something about it is just, mwah, perfecto. Anyway, Lombax, that's the one. I thought it started with an L, yeah. They kind of explain in the third game why he goes dumb. Oh, there's an explanation. That's more acceptable, I guess. Sure. Anywho, though, yeah. Okay, what am I doing? I wanted to see if I could take this and so, okay, I fixed these walls. I wanted to see if I could take this and have it kind of go, like, goes up and then, how would I want to handle that? I mean, like, I guess, well, this might be best done by, well, I need to cut it open first. Something like a knife. Just go from that to like, oh wait, you don't, hold on, let me just kind of, we're just gonna try something like this to here-ish, and then SZ flatten you. Oh, you don't line up, of course, but like be slightly below. Is that gonna be enough? It might be. So now what happens if I try a weird thing? If I go habloink, 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 and go like a little bit like, wah! Does that do what I want it to? And then, well, technically this roof is a roof that should be there. You know what, we'll leave it. Okay. And then do that, except have this be along this direction. Okay, yeah, and yeah. What time is it? Oh no, how is it past midnight? No. I mean, I started stream late today. It happens. But, oh well. I also realized that I'm not going to have as many streams this week as I thought I would. So, I said in my Discord that I'm going on a trip soon, and thus won't be in the country to stream. But like, I knew it was coming up. They're like, oh, you know, I'm gonna need some days to actually like prepare for it and whatnot. So I think that's of this week. So today's Monday. I think I'm only gonna be streaming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I'll be gone, and then I'll be back. Well, when I'm back versus when I stream again, I don't know, because I might need some days to recover. So I'm gonna guess my next stream back will be maybe like the 19th or possibly the 20th. We will see. That'll be playing it by ear. And I guess that stream will be... that'll be starting whether I choose to start Sonic Mania or Doom 3. And I think right now it's leaning more towards Sonic Mania. So, yeah, that'll be what we get to come back to, I guess. Actually doing a 2D platformer on this stream for once. So, yeah, that'd be a thing. Okay, so, yeah, okay, so this was what my plan of what I want to do here. I want to have, like, it goes up and out. Is there, wait, oh, shoot, I do need a path that goes off of this. This is going to need more room. And going over here is fine. Yeah, having me, like, this sort of inset balcony kind of thing. Okay, we need this to go further. Actually, do it one at a time. Fine. Yeah, and go a little bit further than that, and a little bit further than that. But then, as I said, I need, like, this. So that means this is going to be a lot steeper. That should be fine. I think I can handle it. But it means I'm going to want this to go further to the side, I think. So then this can... I am moving over a lot more of these rides than initially planned. But that's my own incompetence of... I didn't account for that... Like, when I did this initial planning, all of these points of interest are individual, like, dots. And I didn't realize till I was making this, like, oh yeah, they're not dots. The blue ones here actually take up space, and you need to be able to go around them. So a lot of them are being, like, pushed into corners and stuff. We're making it work. And in theory, I'll know better for the next level. Oh, hold on. This is the actual, like, floor bit that, well, eventually these will probably be, like, merged, like, together, but for now, it'll be easier to kind of just do this. Okay, yeah. It's funny, at the very beginning of the stream, I said the first thing we're going to do was deal with this, and then, like, this amalgamation. We did other things, like, we did, like, all the stuff down here, and I guess these walls, refined, like, this conveyor belt madness. I never made conveyor belt stuff on this side, but you know what, maybe that's okay. I mean, there doesn't need to be. If you fall down here, then you have to, like, go this way and back up this way, I guess that's fine. Yeah, and actually this works better being on this side, coming out of the shortcut is the word I was looking for there. Jeebus. Okay, so, what's the plan now? I'd like to wrap up. I want to try to at least sort out this situation with this balcony and the holes that it needs first. Actually, just a tiny little thing before I do that, just to remember that there is meant to be a door here. We're just gonna kind of... I almost think I should have made all the placeholder doors Oops. Can I, like, move you at all? No, I'll do this. Should have made all the placeholder doors maybe just, like, simple like this, and if I want to make them more rounded, that later, but, yeah, it's probably fine. It might be fine. Okay, that's there. So now how do I want to deal with this? I could do a similar thing. I'm going to try not to. I'm going to see if I can make this work, and if I need to, pull the thing outwards. So, what do I need? I need a path that I already kind of have made going out this way, and ideally that, I make that work. The player's spawn is something like here, and that shouldn't, like, I have to be conscious of the room that needs to take up. There's this thing of swaying platforms. Oh, right. Well, if it's swaying, it's going to sway into the... That's going to be readdressed. But just that here is going to be a thing. This path over here we already got handled. This doesn't need to be like a square thing. It could be more rounded or whatever. We'll see. Here, some like pistons that sort of rise and lower. And this is more a thing to care about when we get to like... more graphical side of things, but I'd be conscious a little bit of I'd prefer that it like they're not just floating in the middle of nothing, that they're somewhat like attached to like I don't know, these walls or something, or even the ceiling or whatever. But be a little bit conscious of like, hey, what's going to be around this, and like, is that okay? Can that make sense? So some pistons that will like rise, and you like sort of cross like a gap between two pistons going at the right time, or you fall to get up to this thing. This I might actually... Wait, no, what are you? This I might be fine actually putting in... Now that I define this space, having a door like here... Push this even further back. Having a door like here, and this goes more straight line that way. Let me just remind myself what that is. It strongly depends on what it is. It's a tightrope? Oh, no, that does... Or shark pool? Well, okay, actually, no, that might not be as bad as my initial oh no made it seem. This might be a situation where I actually have, so I was gonna have it dangling over, actually, it would kind of be better if it was dangling over all this. Oh, I forgot that this and this are meant to connect. This is meant to go over here. So here, as far as like visuals go, either I can have this be a path here that's its own corridor where it's like a tightrope you're going across, and if you fall off it, then you land. Some kind of like shark pool thing that will trigger like a respawn up to here. I said I'm not going to have bottomless pits in this particular level. This is an exception that I think is a worthy exception of how I defined it or whatever. However, having it go across the main room, one of the benefits of the big room is by having all these like all these crossing paths going up and around is that it will look visually cool to be down here and seeing, look at all that complicated coolness. So having this path go across the main chunk here, and it's high up enough that I can have the tightrope, and then underneath these like shark tank things that are like attached to this wall, but not so low that it's a problem with this doorway, I think that can look cool. But then it needs to, so this needs to then get over here. In a way that makes sense. So in theory, and the tightrope does not curve, unless I had multiple tightropes, but I think this will be one long continuous tightrope. So a tightrope that would need to go straight line, like here, maybe through this, and then it could like, then just be a path that like turns around here. And or maybe it could actually like halfway through, if from like here, it could actually cross paths with this obstacle rather than going straight to there. That might be a thing I could make work. I have the roller coaster going through here. That might present an issue. Wait, when did I decide that that was a good idea? Like, I get it. Okay, what we're gonna do. Wait, where does this? Yeah, what we're gonna do is a little bit of get out of the way, and like. Something like that. We'll make that work. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, this, like, some kind of straight line thing here, and then curves around to here, I guess. I could also, even though I already kind of made this wall, I could redefine this to kind of have more of an inset, like, thing here, maybe. Or something along those lines. Or even, like, the same, like, cutout like this does. figure that out. Anyway, so bottom line is, so this going out that way, I have some kind of a plan there. What I have less of a plan for is, well, first of all, why is there a missing piece here? How did the normals get messed up here? If I just, again, surely that should be fine. Everything should be fine to fix itself. Yeah, there you go. And ignore that all the UVs are atrocious. Okay, so this bit. I need a bit going out this way. I need some kind of elevator-looking thing of how this is getting to down there. I need a path going out that way for what? Remind me. Vent. Some kind of vent-looking thing with some turns. And that's not, like, super complicated of a thing. And then over here is ceiling pipes releasing steam that might be somewhat correlated with the one underneath, as I said. And then here, pistons rising and lowering as platforms, pistons rising and lowering as platforms. A kind of zigzag there. That I'm not sure at this moment whether I want them to, like... So these look like they cross paths, whether I want it to be that you could actually, like, drop from one to the other, or somehow they're split off so that you have to go, like, you know, from here to here or here to here. Which I think would be hard to do. Probably, it's going to need to be, like, one connected thing. But then I have to... If this is connected, I have to care about... This needs to be faster, otherwise why does it exist? If this is a harder path than going this and this, then I could just have it. And in theory, I could get rid of this, but I want to keep this. I could get rid of both of these and say that you have to go down and around. That makes this shortcut more needed. I mean, I like having a lot of connections. And this was going to be a kind of an elevator-esque thing, so there might be waiting involved, and that might just be a component of this part. These and this are kind of related, so it's hard to, like, decide how I want this to be. So, I'm almost thinking that... Where is it? Let me find this again. As I say, I have pistons rising and lowering as platforms. So I imagine, you know, like, you know, circular platform thing that rises, or that would lower, you get on, it raises you. There's another one that lowers, you transfer over, and then it rises you up. Raises you up. I'm debating whether I want this one to just be one big one, like one big kind of elevator thing. And then from these ones, then it's more like going between multiple. I do see that I have 3 different kind of this like pistons rising and lowering different hazards all around. I think I kind of did that on purpose for like, I don't know, it being thematically like, oh, here's some similar stuff rather than everything need to be 100% unique. Just that I don't have some like, what's what I'm looking for? Cohesiveness? I don't know. But I'm wondering if I want to like actually make some changes here. I was trying to like stick as much as possible to like my initial plans with a lot of this stuff, except for where I see contradictions, which is what I'm kind of now seeing. I didn't cut a hole with apparently the roller coaster goes through here. That's a thing I worry about significantly later. Not right now. Could I have it cross here and then be part of the hazard that's here? I already have that in a couple places. I don't know if I want it in another one necessarily. I'm not sure the best way that I want to deal with this. Or do I want to just, like, this can be the same type of obstacle thing as is written, but if it's implemented differently, then it could be fine. And this also might be something I just need to, like, do and then test it and see, like, in practice, how does it feel, how does it behave, and make a better informed decision from that. However, if I do say that I want this to be a path that exists, I gotta figure out the, like, how am I cutting a hole, more holes in this kind of wall. I do have this wall now. I guess this could actually start from here and go out this way, being in more enclosed corridor stuff going around. Huh. I did say, oh, it could be a problem with these cross paths. If this comes out more, like, maybe I do draw more of a path where, like, this kind of goes more over and then down in a way, and from here, this way, it goes more, like, down and then over, so they don't actually cross paths. I almost wonder... some cohesion of them being connected. I wonder if I could do something where, like... So again, what I'm imagining is that, like, from a side perspective, you have, like, whoops, just from 3, you have pistons that, like, you know, that rise up and down, and thus, like, when this one's raised, you'd go onto this one. This rise up, you go onto this, and they at whatever speed. Maybe some of them are fast, some of them are slow. Kind of a deal. So this is a bit of like a, you know, you have to wait or whatever. If you're going down, then you just go. So this could also be the case where it's like, hey, if you go this way, it's the fast or it's the slow but safe way, or you go around some other way, just how the level is. Like maybe then it's faster if you go, rather than going this way, waiting for a bunch of platforms to raise and lower. It's faster if you wait just for this one that rises you up, and then cross this, but this is more dangerous, and if you fall, you have to go back around. But this is the, like, the slower, safer path. Possibly. And then, well, if you're here, though, then going up, you could go, like, up this thing and then also across. It's like, oh, do the dangerous thing or do the slow, safe thing. Possibly. But, so, what I was about to say is that, so with these is, I could have, if, let's say, I said the right one might go kind of more of a path of kind of going like this, and the left one might go more of a path of being like this, sort of, and how they intersect. Having one particular big piston in the middle that kind of works with both of them, but not in a way that they... You can switch paths, but, like, having, like, a piston here and it having, like, a ceiling to it. Hold on. Yeah. If you're going the path that I said is more like this, then you're in here and this rises up. But, like, this one also rises up. And this, like, but that they sort of move together is some interesting intersection where the upper one you'll be on this to then go some other ways, and this one you'll be on some things go other ways. That might be some interesting connectedness. When I want pistons that could actually be a crushing hazard, the coding for having an actual crusher thing where then like I have to deal with like the collision of that you're kind of being pressed somewhere you're not supposed to be. The coding does not exist at the moment to deal with something like that. I don't know if that is something I want to introduce the bag of worms that could be involved with sorting that out. The brand new bugs with that, or whether something like that would just lead to a respawn, or if it would just be a normal like spinning out hazard thing. I don't know. Offember, good morning. Hello. Well, I guess it is after midnight. You're getting to a couple hours from sunrise. So good morning to you. Yeah, we're trying to make level stuff as I'm being indecisive about some of my earlier plans from months ago and how much I actually want to continue to do certain things or not. But I think at some point I just need to like decide, do some things, and then test things and see whether it's actually going to be good or not. Yeah, okay. So here's what I am thinking. Do I have a good just cylinder around somewhere? This guy. Let me just take this. Oops. Take this and rename you to like... where are you? I gotta... None of this is named good. You're named Floor? Really? Okay, whatever. You're gonna be, piston placeholder. And I'm gonna make you the yellow one that's more like, this is something that moves kind of, sort of, don't worry about it. Oops, there was the one. Right, so something like this of different sizes. Good night for you, good morning for me. I switched compiler. Oh, really? Having too many issues with the old system you were trying to get up and running? Unfortunate, but this is what it is. So, okay, so if this is the piston thing that... What? How did you... Wait, what? How did you get lopsided? What the heck happened? What? When and how did that happen? Did I... Oh, I did that at some point. Oops. What the heck? Why? Is there... It's just a cylinder. Well, somehow those are triangulated somehow, some way. Hold on, just... Oh, you were slightly off. Okay, you're corrected now. Funky. It doesn't matter for those guys at the moment. I was tempted to just make a different placeholder sphere, but whatever, it's fine. Oh, don't move you off of that. Okay, so over here, though, if I'm to first just deal with, like, this one, whether I want to just have, like, one, essentially, elevator kind of thing that goes from up here, and I'll figure out the wall stuff in a second, to then, like, lowering down to this, and then it's a place to kind of go here. That's an option. And also, actually, I'm just realizing, if I want this to be in, like, a bit of an elevator chamber thing, it being a sphere, or, like, it being circular might be a problem for, like, well, unless I have, like, a circular shaft that it's going down, then that might be fine. But then if you're crossing from one, you know, halfway up to another, I might have to deal with this space, unless I just make them, like, square piston things. In my head, I imagine them being, like, circular platforms that you're platforming between. From MSVC to Clang. Interesting. Wait, I think I recognize C-Lang. The C language compiler stuff, something like that. But because I encountered some rare MSVC compiler bugs, I refuse to let the bugs in my code not be caused by myself. Oh no. Oh no. Fun. Okay, yeah, in practice, here's another case of me planning something, and then as soon as I go to then execute the plan, being like, wait a minute, some parts of this plan aren't gonna work like how I was initially hoping when I planned it. The circular bits might actually cause more issues than... But again, well, this over places to fall down to is fine. But that I specifically wanted the areas from, like, here to here to be more, like, tight corridors where you're not gonna fall as a consequence of failure. Yeah, that doesn't work as well. So that might be a bit more problematic. Maybe I do have to then concede to make the ones from here to here, here to here, and here to here more square-like. Might just save me some headaches. Or something like that. Here's what we'll do for now. I'm gonna make... I think I can define from here to here at this point. We're gonna delete this slope, and then... I have not been updating that thing. Surely I've connected some things now. Well, we've done a lot of just cleanup of this area, so I haven't that much. But you know what? We're at least making that to 1 now. And, like... We're about to, in theory, replace this... Not these ones yet. We've thought about this. I guess we've done a lot more... planning of things, but oh well. Okay, so I want this somewhat like there, and then some actual space. But this needs to get up here. We're like, so in theory, this like rises up, and you'd wait on it, it rises up, and like these are like out of sync, and then you'd fall onto this one. And yeah, let's make it like 3, I guess. But then can, like, get higher up onto here. And then you could do the reverse going back. But in theory, going back would be easier because we're going more down than more up. I guess that'd be a thing. So something roughly like... Actually, I'll put these more... This starting down here. Down more so you can fall onto it. And then, yeah. So, like, you get onto this. This is up here. You fall into this. Then, actually, well, yeah. Then this goes... Actually, if this is its highest thing, what this would need to be, then... Lower. Yeah, that should be fine, right? So something like that is what I'm thinking. What would connect these, and then you'd go out of sync with it. But then if you fall, then, ooh, consequences. I'd have to then mess around with, like, okay, how exactly far should they be spaced apart? How big they should be? You know what? I think this one and this one a little bit smaller. I like the idea of just, I don't know, the center one being slightly bigger or something. I don't know. Just variance. And you know what? You know what? Extra variance? Boom! It's not a straight line. Crazy. You have to kind of go whoosh in a circle. Ooh, actually, ooh. Oh, this is a separate, whole separate thing that I forgot that, actually, oh, that's not easily fixable. This is supposed to go all the way up to here. So, hold on, you know what? So I said that this here, actually, I can correct some of it. This I said is gonna move to being over here now. No, it's not. No. I just said it was gonna go through here and then like, so be more like this, and we'll say that it like connects to that for right now. Go wah. So then this is a tightrope here. This going to a tightrope doesn't work so well. This could actually this could meet up with the last one of these, but that might also look weird. Here's the thing. So I said that this is likely not being in here anymore. It'd be like cutting off of this room, so that can just move over. I think this needs to then fill up that space, being more hugging this wall. Yeah, so then that makes this a bigger gap, and I guess that's cool. Again, we'll figure out more of the specifics later. He has C-Lang is a C/C++ compiler that's front end for LLVM. Not sure what that is, but fair enough. The funny part of Clang, it also did a better job of optimizing my code. I gained 10% performance just from compilers, which that's great. That's cool to see. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. And I still need connections from all this stuff. Oh no. I'm trying to not... Okay, I think what I might need... yeah. I was trying to not have this do the same thing over here, where this kind of goes up and then in. I think what I need is balcony, doorway, small room, that then all of this stuff, you know, cuts off of. I think that's just gonna... It's slightly a different thing, but that's gonna solve a lot of my issues here with how many different pathways I need off of all this. And even the leak thing here that needs to be here, and the doorway there. So in doing that, I think I'll keep this. That I might reshape or at some point. I'll keep this to go off of this way, and then have here another like small doorway of some kind. Get out that knife tool and do a little bit something like. Having weird, like, oh, it's, like, not lined up properly doors. Like, it's, you know, adding to the funkiness. Is that how big I'd want that to be? I almost want it to be, like, a little tiny door that then goes into, like, a bigger room. I guess because it connects to so much stuff, though. Oh, and also, I still need to sort of fix that if I want that to go along the wall. Deciding because it'll be a bit more annoying to like mess with this later on. Or I could just have it be, if I expand this way, this is a flattened wall, then deal with this. This flattened wall and this... Actually, this could be the flattened wall that the leak comes out of here. Ooh, yeah. And then having this be more here off to the side, and then it being a little bit bigger because it's more off to the side, but like around that corner. This, and then... Yeah. And then take, This guy. Yeah, we're figuring things out. It's a slow process, but a necessary process. Because I'm not just trying to make a level. I'm trying to make a good level. Hopefully. Maybe. It's gonna be a struggle. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna take a lot of work. But we'll get there, hopefully. How do I want to... I guess at this point, I should now meld more to the wall that it's meant to be attached to. If I do something like... actually, do I just, like, cut in the wall and then extrude out? Nah, make it work for now, and just with this, and then can correct it later. Okay, so something like, if I just take this... Not be able to see this from bird's eye view is not amazing. Move you roughly there, and oh no, the UVs are off now. Ah, catastrophe. It's fine, and then have that go like slightly past this. Oni Link. Hello. Hi, welcome. Hey, how's it going? Going good. We are making a game, attempting to make a game. Look at all this complicated confusingness that will eventually be a level. And most of what makes this confusing is that a lot of what's here is, like, more to communicate ideas that are going to eventually be swapped out for actual geometry. Like, all of this, right here, like this thin little platform and a bunch of random slopes, like, and how steep this is more to communicate. This is a point of interest in the level that I have written down, and this is another point of interest, and these will be connected by some kind of geometry, some hazard, some obstacle that will not be a slope like this. So, that makes it look extra confusing. Also taking a break from game dev. I had sort of taken a break, and I'm now back, sort of doing this pretty good workflow. Watch as it gets more confusing over in the actual Unity thing, where we got all of this stuff. A lot of, well, right now, with this level that I'm trying to make, a lot of making this first level is also figuring out the best way for me that I want to design my levels of this game, and the best way to go about it. There already are some things with this that I will do, in theory, do differently next time to, you know, cause less issues or whatever, do things better. Like, one thing 100%, the next level I make, with just me already having some of it planned in my head and what it's gonna be, the basic, like, blueprint, like, of at this stage will not look as confusing. All these different lines, there will be all these different, like, lines and stuff connecting them, but there won't be as many, and there won't be as many densely connected like this, just with, I think, how it's gonna be. But, yeah. This specific level, currently, I'm kind of planning a 3-level demo, and I wanted to start with level 2 of that demo. That is what we're doing right now, and this one sort of has special stuff that makes the planning look more complicated, but then I think when we're actually making it, it's not as complicated as it looks necessarily. But also, I'm very much glad that we did, you know, do this planning the way that we did. I think it's gonna, for my specific game and the specific stuff with how my game works and what the objective is, and how I'm handling certain stuff with hazards and obstacles, I think that this avenue of how I've sort of planned this, I think will hopefully lead to a fun, interesting level that, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, we're planning stuff, and yeah. Oh, hey, hold on, let me just, wait, 1 second, yeah, just got a bot message. No, but in sure, which had some auto mod thing that auto denied it, and it let me like review and accept or deny it. Fascinating, interesting. That's new, never seen that before. Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the, like, right now we're building a lot of stuff that I can't exactly playtest, or not easily, because a lot of stuff here, like, is not functional yet. Like, I can go into play mode and all this, but, like, that's meant to be a moving platform that's supposed to allow me to get up over there. It's not moving, ergo I can't do anything on it. Over here, this thing is meant to be a hazard of, like, turning gears of some kind that, like, I guess those I can go through, but, you know, a lot that's not representative of actual hazard stuff. This, I want there to be, like, wind that's blowing you back and forth between these two hazards and stuff like that. So, like, right now, I'm kind of blocking out a lot of the basic geometry of this level and how different stuff is going to connect, and having a lot of these objects that are, like, representing that they will eventually be things, and then we will make those things and get this stuff to actually be functional. Actually, some parts over here, like this, oh, this is kind of functional a little bit, except for that this giant collider here that's somehow off the floor. This thing here is eventually going to be one of the objectives of the level. You're repairing circus rides, so you're going around this giant area. It's like, oh, this ride's breaking, that ride's breaking, and this ride's breaking, and you're going around repairing stuff. So these things are meant to represent where rides are going to eventually be. I don't know if the collider, like right now I have like a giant cylinder that is decently big that represents where the ride's going to be. In practice, as I make different rides, I don't know if this will match up exactly. We're going to have, like, you know, Ferris wheels and, you know, like, spinning rides of all different sorts. But also things like, I'm hoping, like, food trucks and, like carnival games. And, you know, little, you know, more, those are probably, like, smaller, more square and, like, whatnot. So that's gonna be a thing I have to figure out, like, what specifically is gonna go in what specific places. And that's gonna, yeah, affect stuff. There's also just the thing that the player itself, I know there's more I need to do with it. More I need to polish. Like, the player is, like, kind of working at the moment, but there's more that needs to be done to make them better and more polished and fixing little bugs that I've been putting off. And that's also going to be a thing that... There's a lot that's going to be happening with making this first level that I think is always kind of the case with making the first level of a game. That then, in theory, once we sort out all that stuff, we have, like, one playable, nice level that's all polished and done, and everything with the player is all polished and done, then making the next level will be significantly easier. Less to have to do again, in theory. A lot of making this level is also going to be, like, fine-tuning things with, like, you know, if I make a lot of this stuff and then it's like, oh, it's not fun, or, like, some parts are too hard to eat, like, I don't know. In making this level, I might, you know, be tweaking some fundamental stuff with the player itself and whatnot to, you know, have this level be as fun as possible and all that stuff. And also not be, like, too easy or too hard and all that fun stuff. This seems pretty amazing. Thank you. Many congrats. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, it's only been, like, this is technically, other than the planning of this, of making all these different, like, nodes that represent stuff, this was, like, months ago that we made that. And then I took a break from this game for a bit and then came back to it and then completely remade the player. Like, the player is different. The player is different now from when I did this planning initially, and that, it might cause some problems. Thankfully, some of this planning is generic enough that I was able to kind of, like, adapt it to some changes with the player. And yeah, but, what was I saying? We remade the player and had to, like, fix up a bunch of stuff with that. I think the player is a lot better than it used to be now, but it still needs to be, like, cleaned up in terms of just fixing some bugs. The player as it is now, once it's all polished and squeaky clean and awesome, will, I think, be a lot better. The game will be a lot more fun than how it was before. The movement of the player is a lot more physicsy than it was before, a lot more momentum-y. There's... Well, look at all this. Actually, I don't know why respawning in this level is broken in a way that I don't know why right now, but that's a thing I will figure out later. Currently, a lot of this placeholder stuff doesn't best communicate why the new player is superior to the old one. Well, and stuff like this. This is where it shines. The fact that you can go upside down with enough speed, and you can kind of just, as long as you have speed, you kind of just magnetize to a surface, so I can just kind of go in circles upside down. As long as I don't stop, then we're good. And, like, that's a thing. Going downhill makes you go faster, stuff like that. The longer you're, as you saw there, the longer that you're kind of going without stopping, you kind of go faster and faster. What we're in right now is eventually going to be a big glass, like, tube. That also will have hazards. There's the other thing of that, like, you know, right now I'm just moving around, you know, a very empty, you know, area. Eventually, you know, we have hazards like this that are actually functional, and moving hazards and all that, and everything with the objectives and whatnot. There's, like, a lot between what I can show right now and how I envision it when, you know, everything is actually working and functional, and yeah, we are getting there. Yeah. Anyways, oh, 12:55. I want to keep going, but unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to stop soon. I want to really quick though, before we do. Seems really awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. I want to fix over here. There's these catwalks that kind of are more abstract ideas, as I said. Like, this is gonna be a bit of like vents that you are kind of inside and kind of weave around a bit. This is gonna be a more of a like a corridor with like pipes that are blowing steam out. The steam would be like hot and hurts you or whatever, that you gotta like weave around, that kind of go on and off, I think. And this is essentially going to be a giant piston that kind of acts like an elevator. So, yeah, a line going between one thing to another isn't necessarily a line that looks exactly like this, and that's what we're sort of figuring out. This is the start of the level, and I want it to sort of be like a balcony of sorts, looking out across all this. And then I guess, as I'm defining right now, having some like doors that kind of then go out to the rest of the level of here. I want this to be a big open area, and I want this sort of region to be smaller sequence of rooms and whatnot. I wish you the best. Thank you. Again, very much appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Yeah, I'm hoping this turns out well. Like, in the past, when I try to, like, make stuff like this, I find myself, like, struggling with level design a bit, and I definitely am to some degree here, but, this is practice. I'm hoping to get better and all that. What's really gonna be interesting when we get to it is the, graphical side of things, trying to make this all actually look good. That is an area that I know that a skill I need to develop, sort of, and, I'm hoping to, you know, do that, and we get to that point, then, like, you know, getting that practice in and googling stuff and learning new things and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, though, yeah, okay, so let me just try to finish this off, as it were. What I'm actually gonna do real quick is that this is kind of meant to be more of a straight line into this rather than like a cut corner. Actually, how do I want to match these up? This I was gonna have like be a weird, like weirdly shaped door that kind of goes out into a corridor over here. Just deciding how I want to connect it. There's also the issue of, well, this might change later, but I wanted this to be like not just one, but like a bunch of platforms that are kind of like swaying back and forth, sort of a thing. And if this is gonna sway this way and it intersects with that, that's kind of an issue. So, like, there's some parts of this where, like, my initial planning, I realized later on kind of contradicted, some of my plans sort of contradict, like, some other plans. I'm gonna have to, like, figure out the best way to, like, you know, fix it. But yeah, we're figuring that out. Okay, so how do I want to deal with this here? So, even this doorway kind of thing might change, but I kind of wanted to try having this sort of do what it's doing. If I, well, first move this so that it actually roughly matches with this before I've even made the actual corridor. If I maybe, I don't know, put this back like this, and then, actually, what does it look like if I sort of do, it could be thin and become more wide, I guess, if it, yeah, intersects with this as it is. So then I just need this bit to, like, I just need to connect these good, and I'm I guess having this just kind of go in, like, a triangle kind of way, I guess, could work. Just deciding, like, is that how I want this? I can try. It's what we're gonna attempt. So if I just kind of take this, delete faces, and then take edges and bridge edge loops, do that. So ignore that, like, all the texturing on all this is the worst. It's fine if we pretend that it's fine. So I don't know if this will sway that much, right? Like, it might only sway to, like, here, and then I hope it doesn't intersect. Or I actually push this further back and then make this platform just work. This is a thing that, like, after we there's no code at the moment that allows for, like, a swaying platform. So, like, we're gonna, like, this is something I'm gonna have to kind of, like, see in practice, I think. As is the case with, frankly, a lot of parts of this level. There's a lot that needs to be coded. But we'll get there. But for now, we'll do something like this. Move this to get this to, like, perfectly line up. And then, like, if I go normal, then I can kind of move it along here. Oh, that's not... Close enough for now. Anyways, well, this kind of goes in and out, and I don't know if I love that that does that. I actually don't need all of... I can dissolve edges there. Actually, if I... Oh no, it's messing with the vertex... How this looked fine-ish. Actually, I might... Oh, can I take this and then, like... We'll come back to that. But anyways. Okay, so I wanted over here to, like, go into a bit of a room here. Y that I want to flatten you on. Have some kind of corridor into room thing. And then I'm just deciding if I want this to, like, look different in any way, but I don't know. Oh, that's... No, how about... Oh, why are you being... Hold on. Let me just... Oh, wow, that's being spammed a ton. That's fun. Hold on. 1 second. Let me just... How do I... No, ban view. Ban. And how do I... Wait. How do you... There we go. Oh, you got that. Yep. Cool. Fun. Tis is what you gotta do with sometimes as a Twitch streamer. All is good. Okay. How do I want to do this? So this, I'm imagining being like a room that then needs to, I kind of want like a hole in the floor essentially that, ooh, can I? Hold on. I almost want to try. So okay. I want to have like a sort of piston elevator, and I'm trying to think of if I can have it work being a more circular piston thing, or if I'm just gonna have to sort of make it more square to not have issues of like falling through, going from one to the other. The idea of having one like in the room, sort of like this, that then like, well, if it rises up a lot, then it's like blocking the way. If I move this more over, then you can go around it more. It could be more fine, but I don't know. Having it be coming up into here, and like we cut a circular hole, essentially, sounds interesting. And then this path and this path and this path, hold on, let me, I guess correct some of that, like these temporary placeholder catwalks, are more gonna be coming off of here now, so I'm just kind of correcting that. What's interesting is that this could go this way, but then if this is lowered, then it's like a bit of a gap. But that might be annoying. I can see that being more annoying than being a actual like hazard thing. If this is more like a circular cut hole thing, it may be better to be more off to the side, or even just if this can make sense to have this be more over here. This is still going to be one of the leak things. I don't know if it should be here, per se, or it could be over, like, here, if there's enough room for it. Unsure. What I almost want, I'm actually thinking of going back to this being like a smaller door kind of thing. I don't need to shorten the door right now, but having it be more of a thin little corridor that then expands to a bigger thing, like, on top of this, to be able to lower down into it. Although, with all these paths that need to be going into this like, already feels pretty full. is the thing. So this being like here, and then it lowering down to here, and this being like a little like thing over there might be how I want to do that. Unsure. I had a plan initially of kind of how to do this section, and I'm being more by the minute unsure of how I want to handle it. I'm trying to figure out, you know, the best way that's not gonna both cause problems with other bits of level or not. A kitty, she didn't walk by, did she? Are you seeing something I'm not seeing? I don't think so. Well, she was around earlier in the stream. She was there. But yeah. No, remember, I haven't spammed kitty yet. Oh no, it's required. It's mandatory. She was down here earlier. Yeah, and I think my door is open at the moment, so she could come down again at any minute. Okay, I'm overdue on time, but I'm trying to just. Okay, what's the quickest thing I can do that's not going to be the biggest pain? So, okay, thing one. If I can narrow down like the things that I know 100% I want to be the case, sort of. Here needs to be another cut door. So let's start with that. We're already doing a lot of things. Why am I? Let me cut into you. Why is this being? Oh, not you. You. Knife. Just kind of go blap, 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 and whatever. That's fine. Oh. Let me select you. Kind of got a little bit underneath, I think. Or, I don't know, whatever, it's fine. Okay. Take that, and that's going to go that way, which means I want, like, a bunch of rising and lowering pistons of some kind. And you know what? I think they're going to have to be more square. So let me just copy this, just so I have a yellow square. I could have just made a yellow square, whatever. Square piston... reference or placeholder is the word I wanted to use. And then just kind of blah, and then blah. Was that necessary? Not entirely. And then from here, something like I mean, I'm going to need a lot in order to get from here to over there, and I don't want there to be, like, that many in a row, so I guess they will need to be decently big. Okay. So pretending, actually, and have you be tall to represent, like, this is a thing that moves up and down. There is the issue that this is in the way, but it's fine. I can have this be like this, essentially, and that should be A-okay. And it's going to... These could move fast. I was worried about, like, oh, if you're, like, waiting, and, like, be, you know, an issue. These could be moving fast and sort of launching you a bit. That could just be part of that. I don't know. Like, of all the things that, like, as I'm playtesting or whatever, might, like, once it's more constructed, that I could see myself potentially changing, this section seems like one of them, possibly. But I don't know for sure yet. All right, let's just... right, there was this, but then, like, how this also is going to have... Okay, let me see if I can... The thing I pitched earlier in a paint document, let's see if I can make that kind of happen. Oh, go back to this way. So, I'm going to have another one here, essentially, or somewhat slightly off of that. Actually, well, this could be, like, smaller ones. Oh, that's not straight, but whatever. It's fine. Okay, just kind of do something like... Actually, this is massive. Maybe you don't need to be... You can be big, but you don't need to be that massive. Hold on. Do like this, and something like... I like that it not being, you know, perfectly straight on with it. Also, okay, what I'm currently replacing is this corridor and this corridor, so I'm going to delete them real quick. Also, this doesn't need to go to there. It can go to here. Definitely cannot touch this section. That would be bad. Then I can also fine-tune the heights later. Nope, this way. Okay. Trying to do it in, like, in a flat view might be more an issue, just because it's hard to... Not a lot of room to see. Okay, so I wanted to try to have... How do I do this? I said... Actually, no, this one's going too low. I wanted this to go more up and then down last minute. I want this kind of go down fast and then across so they don't intersect as much. So I can imagine this one going down a lot. And then I essentially want something like this, where it's like these two move together. Actually, this might be lower, so it's not intersecting with this, but you wouldn't necessarily see that. Although being underneath here, and if you look up, then you'd see this piston. Like, that's some of the, hopefully, like, the coolness of the different intersecting parts of level is kind of seeing other bits of level, and then just, you know, being around in the environment, just cool extra bits of, you know, stuff going on. Actually, I'm also going to try and move this all the way. Try to be here, so you're, like, over top of this. So if you look straight up from that, you'd see that. That could be interesting. Which then means this needs to get over there. Which then means that this doesn't have to go this way. It could go more this way. Just big enough for these to connect. Something like that. Let this go down a lot. Yeah, as I said. So the idea of... You know, lower this one too, and then, yeah. And then, I guess, also make this just big enough. You know what? Have a... Who says they have to be square? Just more weird, different stuff. Okay. So, hypothetically, you know, the piston's moving up and down. I can fine-tune their heights later on. But these ones don't move up, down as much. But you'd get on this one. And this is all in, like, corridors where you cannot fall off no matter how hard you try, is the idea. But if these two are sort of you know, closer together, and they move together, but from this up top one, you're going to down here, and from this lower one, you're going over here. That, I think, might be mildly interesting of, like, hey, they're connected in, like, some combined system or whatever, rather than feeling like the same thing, but twice. Okay, then, so then, I said, this needs to get here, and it can either connect from this side, there's not a lot of room there, or can it connect from this side? But, what is this? What are you? Hold on. I need to remind myself. It needs to not intersect with whatever that is. Magnet corkscrew. Oh, yeah! That was gonna have some... Yeah, you're going up and around. Okay, so let's just say it can't, you know, from there, that's going to intersect with, like, here. This one was the... This needs to be very much a straight line, but it can move over, and that can be fine. It can't intersect with this. That's important. Okay. So let me just move some of this. Whoa. Wire... Yep, okay. It's like, where did they go? So somewhere to like this. This has a lot of freedom, kind of, in terms of what can be done with it to make it work. Okay. Yeah, that's that. Oh. Give me this. Okay. But this is not something we're doing here at all now. This is going to require more, like, tube path stuff. We'll come back to that. This, yeah. Getting more complicated. Okay. So this connects to this, that. So I need this to spit out roughly there, and I need this one to, go here-ish, but I also didn't finish this bit. We'll make that work. Actually, I'm going to delete this now. And I've connected a few more, when I haven't finished yet, but like, oh, we're about to have this be up by like 3, whatever, okay. So here's an idea. What if I did something funky where this one's also rectangular, but it's like a sloped piston? Somehow this is moving up and down. I have no idea what this would look like graphically. And it would move up and down like this. It moves straight up and down. Any idea what I'm thinking? I don't know. One, it just gets to the point faster, and it's another different thing. Although I think that's okay. That's gone too far. Actually, that's it. Well, it needs to get down here, but it curving up to then drop is mildly interesting. I guess I should. No, let me just do this. You're kind of like flat again or something. And then we're not going to copy that one. We'll end with like a regular. Or will we? There's a lot. I'm a little bit worried of like how long it would take to traverse all of this, possibly. But we will test it when we get to it. Okay. But in theory, if these are fast-moving pistons, then maybe it'll be fine. But maybe if it's too fast, that'll be its own problem. This one can be one that moves up a lot to get up here. It's gonna be hard to like. I'm gonna have to define like where these start and end better. Right now, I'm just like doing what's like kind of bare minimum. Gonna just work. Okay, so this should be lined up with this, shouldn't it? Is it? Wait, is it not? Rotated on this axis slightly. Let's not do that. I think I'm just deciding if this needs. I want to do this or just move this more that way. Deciding. Oh, this is also not aligned this way. Hold on. I think I can get away with it being a little bit more this way. You know what? We're just gonna do 2, and we'll make it work. It'll be fine. Just thinking of other. Could I like have them be slightly out of sync, or like in some, or have. Here's the thing I can do. This one goes, this one goes from being like up here, and this is down here. So they go being together, and then you're down in a hole. And together, and you're down in a hole. That's what these can do. Which then means this needs to be long enough to like go that. There, that's different enough. And it doesn't like, yeah, that won't like take extra time unless you get stuck down there. Right? You go at the wrong time, like whatever. And from here, when this is up, you can just fall straight to there, I guess. Going down will be faster than going up, and that's just the price of it. Okay, so this, no, from up here, this needs to get to here-ish, roughly. Wait. I think I have some lines that aren't here that tied to that side. I don't. Fascinating. But all of, wait. Sort of. Oh, foggy room between there and there. Oh, right. Wait. Right. I wanted this area to have some, like, corridors of, like, a foggy area that you can't see too well in, just to try doing that. I don't know how well that will work, but it's just wanted to try a thing. And that's gonna be between here and there and up. So there will need to be a path that goes between here and here, but this will not be a straight line. I think it'll need to be probably come off of here and wind around to end up being there. And the roller coaster going under and around here, that might change. Maybe it'll go above or something. Or and the fact that you could be going through this and then like hear it. I don't know if you'd see it. I don't know. That's, or this foggy room with like a glass floor that you could see it underneath could be interesting. I don't know. That is a thing that is going to be highly experimental, like most of this. Okay, but okay, so I was saying like, oh, could this like go over here? And I think it'd be better to just get it here as fast as possible. So this being in the way is a problem. Sorry, once again, what is this connection? And can I mess with it? Ceiling pipes releasing steam. So I said this path and this path might have some stuff that makes them more related. So this one might need to like curve to the side, and then like these end up being kind of the same corridor until they sort of meet. This might need to kind of like go this way and then S along here and then back over here. And this one is vents with some turns. I could define this room differently. Like I could pull this over more, and then this can be more and then down. Like this might be able to snake under it more. Yeah. Okay, so, well, it's just now that, like, I do notice that, like, this is, like, in the way. I said, wait, so this goes under and this goes over. So I said this was gonna, like, be more up top. So, yeah, have, like, a thin one that it goes along. I don't want to do the same thing here. I think there'll just be even more square ones, but they won't. Maybe they'll just kind of thing. They won't move that much. Ooh, or we'll have this square one, but then, like, follow it up with, like, 2 that are, like, something, like, they're out of sync going, and then, like, the one that they then be, like, paired with or something. But this being in the way is a problem. This one's being more of an issue to, like, connect than I was hoping. Hold on, let me just probably shrink those down together and then, like, I don't know. This one, like, feels also, like, way more like I'm just kind of creating problems for future me to solve that I'm not worrying about at the moment. But we'll be fine, hopefully. So let's say you do that, and then, I mean, do I just have, like, another of the same thing? It has to get down here, and I don't think I want to just end with, like, one big one that goes all the way here. I guess maybe it would help if I started, like, make whatever this side's initial thing would be. Oh. Yeah. So hypothetically, it's like a thing that comes off of here. Now, whether I want it to be its own, like, thing, or it being a part of the room. I mean, but then, the fact that both of these are being, like, pistons that go up, and this one being square, and this one being circular. And both of them just kind of going basically to the height of this, but then they kind of go around. That's, I think I need... But then if this lowers earlier, again, I need to kind of, like, you know, have it be so that this path does not intersect with this path, as I've said. Here, let's... I'm gonna hope that, like, I can... Well, I guess there's just make it more over this way. It's thing 1. Then... Man, I'm unsure about this. I don't have that much space as much to work with. What if I made the initial... How do I do this? Man! Just... This rises part of the way, and this rises, like, half the way. But then it's, like, smaller, but longer. Not that small. So, like, this goes, like, wham, and then this being here, you'd transfer over, basically. They have to actually line up here. That would be here, and then this rises you up to these guys. Yeah, something like that. We make it work. Okay, the issue... Okay, that, I think, I can imagine a world where this can work, except for this needs to go around it. But as long as... I'm taking that these are kind of like these at their highest points. If this kind of, you know, goes down... I guess as long as this doesn't... You wouldn't be able to fall over to that. That should be fine, maybe. Actually, I'm going to just... I think I can get away with that seeming lower, and then... Yeah. I think there's a world in which I can make that happen. So the issue is then this guy, which... where are you? This. Ceiling pipes releasing steam. I think I can have this be, you know, it won't be a straight path. It'll kind of go up and over, and I'm hoping that'll be okay. In fact, I'm gonna just to kind of, so I look back at this later on and be like, oh no, they're weirdly like connecting. What was my plan here? To remember that this is an up and over kind of a deal. That is the plan. Okay, that is funky. But we made it work. Okay. Yeah. And I can deal with the specifics of later. And this I should be able to find something. I can go up as, like, look at all this room up above. This is just a very densely packed area. I just had to make it, yeah, work. And we did. if I somehow, if I end up having more problems with, like, aligning the actual pistons, I could, instead of this going up, I could see me taking this whole bit and lowering it, and having this be more sloped on both sides. What is going on here? Wait, are you... Hold on. Where was that? It's fine. Okay. Ha! So I said this has to connect to the side of here, but then there also needs to be a path here. Well, I could see... I rearrange this so this connects here, and then the thing that, like, I could turn this into two things, but I want to try having this kind of go around. I like the idea of, if you want to go over here, you have to kind of, through here, you have to go kind of up and in a bit of a half circle, and then around there. Well, yeah. Circling around seems neat. As long as, yeah, the space here can work with that. Yeah, that's a lot of pistons. And that those don't cross, that's good. And I think it does fit the bill that if you are here and you want to get here, well, these can't cross, but even if they did, like, it's faster to go along this way. This is the dangerous but fast way. This stuff is slower, but you won't fall, I guess, and you're not going to spin out from a hazard, I guess. That's the thing with the pistons. In a perfect world, you go the better ways. You go, so like this, you'd go down here. This is a shortcut, remember? Also, you have to, like, spend time to unlock this area. So it makes this more worth it, I guess. That's, and yeah, another rationale I can have for this. This is the piston area. It's slow, and it's, like, in the middle of the level, kind of. And I guess it's only really when you get from this side to this side, which we'll see how commonly that pops up. Well, if you're here, you in theory have to either go up and then down this way, or across this and then down this way before this opens up. So that's interesting. You have that kind of choice, and I don't know which will be faster or not. So okay, last thing was connecting this to down here, which I could, like, do I even want to? I could if I wanted to, like, I don't know. There is no connection here. If you're down here, up here, you have to go up and around, or, well, I don't love that. Oh, but, yeah, that you tell me that I'm over time. I am. Okay, here, we'll do this very quick. We're going to extrude this out this way and say this is the sort of roomed area that this is going to reside in. This is already, hold on. Yeah, just get it quickly. This is how I will define this for now, but we'll see if I change it later on. I do need this to kind of just go over enough and, wow, flatten out on the axes that you need to. Okay. Yeah. On all of these, need to sort of flatten out. Hold on. Okay. I would like to change this into being an actual, like, corridor. But doing that at this point's a bit... no, it's not. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to do this now because it'll be, I think, more of a pain for me to, like, to remember to do this later. I'm going to delete these now and then go, yeah, and then re-extruding it here while it's, like, simple, I think will be fine. So, well, actually, hold on. This to, like, here, and this to, like, here. I'll shrink the doorway. I won't do that now, but just, okay, this. Ooh, ooh, you know what? Have it be on a line like that. Doesn't need to be that long of a corridor, just kind of a corridor, and now this is a room. And you know what? We're gonna see if I can, okay, make this work. Whoa. Hold on. Wait, hold on. I want to do, basically, well, okay. Make this do this, but straight line. Okay, actually, no, this will be easier. Right, let's go back a second, and, from here, kind of go, so this hits this edge, yeah, and then, yeah, and then roughly that is kind of good. It's close enough. So that's fascinating, and then, oh, wait, I need to, well, no, this is fine. This needs to hit this, which that being intersecting that wall is not good. Let me just, yeah. That doesn't break everything, thankfully. Or does it? No, okay. That's okay. That's all good. Okay, I just need this to connect to this. Which, this will be funky, but in a good way, where, I don't know, the room is sideways and then it flattens here. I mean, well, yeah, I am going to have all these pistons be flattened. That's going to save more problems down the road. So what does this look like, actually, if I just did this? Kind of imagining that as a room. That seems interesting. And then, like, then this part here works as, like, ways that lead off to those, I think. And that should be good. And then this is here in all its glory. And then it's not, like, in the way, I don't think. And then that connects to down there in a nice way. Cool, 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 cool. And then, like, this, as long as this bit, even with this being a room, this could be more thin corridor with, like, low roof, and then it, like, expands more into over here. As long as this is able to go over and, like, up and around, I think it might be okay. Let me once again remind myself, what is that hazard? Ceiling pipes releasing steam. Yeah, well, yeah, just needs to be okay, and we'll see. I will see about this one. If it has problems, one, I can just swap these, but I like the idea of going around. I mean, I guess that is the case if... Well, actually, there's no reason ever to go, like, around here and then up to this, because it's faster to go this way and up. I could have, like, this go around the corner to here, and then this would have to... So, like, I have options here, but we're gonna come back to that next time, I think. All right, I think I need to put my hands up and call it for now. We made good progress. Very cool and all that. Yeah. Yes, we made good progress. Did a lot of things, actually. I expected today's stream to be shorter, and, like, I mean, it was short-ish. I guess I went kind of went a bit overtime with that. That's all good. We, yeah, made good progress, connected more stuff, did more cleanup in this area, which I didn't think I'd be doing initially. That's okay. We still haven't gotten to, like, this big region over here, but we will. Hard to quantify how many more streams it'll take to finish blocking out all of this, but it's going to depend on the degree of, like, blocking out that I want to do. Like this, I actually placed all these pistons rather than just, like, one big block that's like pistons will go here. Like this kind of is. But yeah, time for you go to bed. Yeah, indeed it is. Cool. Yeah, so we will come back to this in 2 days. Tomorrow's stream we'll be back doing Heavy Rain, where we will be continuing to 100% it, and with the planning that we were doing. We definitely will not knock that all out in one stream. I think that'll take 2 at best, maybe 3 or whatever. We'll see how efficient I am. Then the stream after that, we'll be back to working on this, and I think that'll be my last stream before my I'm taking my trip, and we'll be gone for a bit. So yeah. Do I have any other closing announcements? I want to say that I did, but oh well, it's fine. Anyway, yeah, yeah, all right. I should get going, and then yeah, we'll come back to this when we do. All right, I'm going to find someone to raid real quick. Who's it going to be? Actually, first I'll do my outro. That'll do it for this live stream. If you liked it, look forward to more. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you around. Okay. Who will it be? I mean, going to and go, Unity. Anyone doing Unity stuff? This person's, is that Unity? Am I looking at Unity stuff? Maybe, possibly. We're gonna raid this person, I guess. /raid. Bam, and whoa, buttons. Bah, and yeah. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. Cool, 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 cool. Cool, 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 cool. I will keep saying cool, cool, cool as raid button go. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, yeah. Okay. Last closing thoughts is that we made good progress. It's unfortunate that some the planning contradictions, as I said, but I think it's gonna happen. In theory, the more that we make, figure out the best stuff with making levels or whatever. By the time we make the next one, we'll have stuff more sorted out with yeah, I don't know, even just better placeholder objects to use for things, like assets that we made in previous levels, be able to use as placeholder stuff for new levels. In theory, that should be able to, save time in different areas better, like to communicate ideas and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but we'll get to that as we get to it. All right, well, see ya!